Hey guys, Dylan here, and today I have a very special video for you. If you've been keeping up with me on YouTube, you would know that me and Manga Writer have been doing a giant Archie Sonic retrospective over on his channel. As a little bit of a promotion for his channel, and I advise you to go check him out if you watch this video and you like it, I've decided to compile some of the episodes together, that being the whole beginning part of the Archie comics, and I'd like to call it the birth of the Archie comics. So hopefully you guys enjoy what we have to say about this early age for the Archie comics, and if you like this video, then go check him out.
Alright, there's that.
Okay, good. I guess we should talk about what happened in issue 0 then?
Yeah, sure. We can go from there.
If I had to say what I thought about issue 0, I'd say that it's a very prototypical type story that you would get from this comic. Like, Robotnik tries to stop Sonic, Sonic stops him, the usual shit. I think this is the introduction of like Mega Muck, even if they don't call it that. Like, it's like a goop that's made to slow him down.
Yeah, they do that in like the first few pages of the comic.
Yeah, so that's an important thing, because Mega Muck is quite an important like ability Robotnik has. One thing I want to point out is the inconsistencies with Robotnik and Sally Acorn.
Yeah.
On the cover, Robotnik has his American design, but still based off of his Japanese design. In the actual comic itself, he has his Sad AM design, but with white eyes and red pupils. And Sally has blonde hair.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
What I do like about the comics though, like as it goes later on, in issue 2, they actually call out that inconsistency. They actually make Sonic and Sally have like a quick one-off conversation about the fact that she dyed her hair. And yeah, also the fact that like Sonic apparently likes Sally as being a brunette. So there's already some tension between the two. It's cute.
Yeah, the comic does that a lot, and later on it'd be retcon that Sally didn't dye her hair. Apparently, in the comic's own lore, she got dunked into a chemical bath, and that's what made her hair turn blonde. And then her hair turned black when she tried to wash it out, and then over time she turned back into a redhead. But for a while the comic will make a joke that Sally dyed her hair.
The fuck?
So the comic does contradict itself.
It's just why would they give such a lengthy explanation to just changing a hair color? What the fuck?
I don't know. The comic is fucking weird. Also, this comic introduces power rings, but power rings work completely differently in this comic than it does any other comic.
Yeah.
In this one, Sonic gets his power ring from a well, and that's never how it is in the actual comics.
Mm-hmm.
And the rings look and work completely differently than they do in the comic. Like in this, he has to jump through the ring, like in the games, but in the comics later on, he just holds the ring, and then he's able to beat the crap out of people.
Yeah, they even tried to. They also tried to adapt that into the Sad AM cartoon.
Yeah, it's weird.
Or was the comics made around the time of the Sad AM cartoon, or was it slightly after?
Well, what was supposed to happen is that the comics were being made at the same time, and they were supposed to be set in the same universe. That's why the pilot looks just like the comics.
Oh,
but then
gotcha.
Sad AM decided to go in a completely different direction, and it ended up becoming its own thing.
Yeah, I also found the backstory between Sonic and Robotnik to be quite odd.
Oh yeah.
The fact that they were together as kids, and Uncle Chuck was actually just being very, very nice to Robotnik.
Well, yeah.
But he still just turns out to be a piece of shit.
That was adapted from the books. There were kids' books to tie into this universe too, because they were supposed to be kids' books, there were supposed to be comics, and a cartoon all set in the same universe. And the kids' books actually depicted their backstory as well at around the same time with a different artist.
Oh.
So it's weird that that was the backstory for multiple media, and then they just changed it, and now it's the backstory we're used to with Robotnik betraying King Acorn, and they took that straight from the cartoon show.
Yeah.
But for the longest time in the comics, this is the only backstory we get for Robotnik.
I just like how they don't try to make Robotnik out to be this sympathetic kid. It's just, no, he's just a piece of shit, and I like that. He's just a bad egg.
Another interesting thing is robotization works completely differently in this. He still turns them into robots, but they look like they're normal cells.
Yeah.
They just have like hypnotized eyes, but they are robots because they can self-destruct. So it's weird.
I do actually like how in these small stories, the freedom fighters actually use like a little bit of strategy to win their fights. Like I liked how like the moment they noticed that there was like an imposter in the same room. This is when the storyline was developing into like the 4 fucking emeralds for the crown, and they immediately noticed an imposter amongst them, and they were just like, all right, let's just activate the alarm, and boom, they managed to like find the pig. It was quite neat. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, like another thing that's really impressive about this is the mohawk look for Sonic.
Oh yeah.
Unlike in the actual comic where like the mohawk looks flat and round, in this one it's really sharp and you see it bend a lot. Like it's really like bendy whenever Sonic's running in a specific direction.
You can very easily tell that like the artist who drew it was like paying a lot of attention to like these like specific details, and it's really, really nice to look at.
I actually think that this is drawn better than a lot of the early Archie comics. Tails really looks on model. At least for what his model was at the time.
Yeah.
And like all the characters look like they have weight to them. The slapstick really, like you feel it. Like when Sonic hits Antoine.
Oh yeah.
You can really tell that like he was hurt, that Antoine was hurt from that. It's really good slapstick, which is weird because the early Archie comics slapstick and comedy isn't really that good.
Yeah.
So it's weird that the mini series has better jokes.
Yeah, I would say that like throughout the whole story I was entertained. Like there was never like any point where I was bored and I wanted to stop reading. What I loved the most was that they were able to tell like a pretty cohesive story in only like 12 pages.
Don't get used to that. Don't get fucking used to that because later Archie stories get really convoluted, especially during the early stuff.
You just had to shoot down my hope like that. Thanks a lot.
One thing I want to point out is like them like trying to fit their own continuity. This isn't really canon to Archie, so why didn't they put Bunny in here at all? Like she's in one page.
I was about to question that. Yeah, she was on like was she like on a cover or something?
It was a splash page in the middle, just as a joke. And she's using her early concept color scheme and her early concept robotic arm. So I guess they were still trying to work the kinks out with Bunny.
I guess.
Like they didn't know what they were doing with her. Yeah,
like I saw Bunny in that splash page. I was like, oh, she's probably going to be in the next few stories. Just nowhere to be found at all. So like, okay.
Another positive is there's a scene where Antoine holds Robotnik at gunpoint, which is pretty fucking brutal.
That is so fucking good. I know that Antoine's meant to be like this like cowardly character, but like that moment was like, hell yeah, I love this.
And is it just me or does Robotnik look a lot older in this comic?
He kind of does, yeah.
They give him like bags under his eyes, like fucking wrinkles around his cheeks. Like he looks like an old man.
Yeah, he definitely looks like... He looks more weathered than what you'd like imagine Robotnik to be like, which I like. It just shows of like, it does have that whole dynamic between the young freedom fighters and like this old baddie who's like controlled the world. I like it.
Another thing I want to talk about is Sally. Sally is kind of a cunt in these early issues. She's a jerk.
I guess, but like I kind of liked that though.
Well, it's different than the Sally we're used to. That's what I was saying. And the same thing can be said for the Sally in the pilot episode of Sad AM. Like she's definitely more bossy and definitely more aggressive. Like when Sonic saves her, she immediately complains that it was her plan to be roboticized.
Yeah.
And that she didn't tell any of them about the plan.
I do like how like all three of them immediately were like Sonic, Tails, and Antoine were more than willing to save Sally just to have it blow up in their face. It's just like, oh, okay. Nice.
It's weird because that storyline would be recycled in the Archie Canix.
The Archie Canix.
Sorry.
Keeping that in.
That storyline would be recycled into the Archie comics proper, and when they do it in the actual Archie comics, they handle it completely differently. They build up the stakes properly. They make it obvious that the characters are in danger. But here they seem to play it like it's a joke.
I guess though that does make the miniseries like more endearing to read though, because it's just like it's more just fun adventures. Like it's not really, it doesn't have the scope to make this massive story, so they just kind of work with what they have and just tell a fun story that keeps you hooked.
Also, looking at the prototype bunny, her chest is roboticized too. When we get to the actual comics, it only roboticizes her legs and part of her arm. So they didn't really know what they were doing with Bunny at this point.
You gotta love all of the inconsistencies contained in this. Like you could even also find an inconsistency with Robotnik's eyes. Like at first they were like white with some black pupils, and then they just went full on black.
Sonic's arms change color all the time too.
Yeah, there's a lot of coloring inconsistencies I noticed, which was... It was funny whenever they popped up.
And some backgrounds look like Green Hill Zone, some backgrounds look like Labyrinth Zone. Like, they try to make some stuff look like it's from the games, but for the most part, it's just its own weird world.
I kind of preferred, like, when they made their own worlds, to be honest. I did like the panels with, for example, the entrance to Knothole. I really liked that all of their stuff is, like, done underground. I also really like how they keep the, entrance to Knothole, like, consistent, so that when Sonic shows it for the first issue, it then makes a callback when he like gets the pig imposter out in time.
Oh yeah.
So there was a lot of attention to detail. I loved it.
How did you feel about the Freedom Emeralds, the MacGuffins for this arc?
They're kind of weird, I'll be honest with you.
I didn't like the idea of the Freedom Emeralds, and when the Crown of Acorns appears later on, the Freedom Emeralds aren't there, and I don't think they're ever referenced again, so I think they knew the Freedom Emeralds were a dumb idea.
The whole Freedom Emeralds, wasn't it that like, if all the 4 Freedom Emeralds were together, the Freedom Fighters were able to have, you know, some kind of power to fight Eggman with?
They never specified it. They never specified what was gonna happen.
Yeah, it really is one of those, it really is that plot point where you have these 4 Freedom Emeralds, but you don't really know why they're so important.
Yeah, in the comics proper, like Archie has like an infinite amount of Chaos Emeralds for the longest time.
Yeah.
So Chaos Emeralds aren't anything too special. Like it still gives Sonic a lot of power and he can go supersonic. But for the most part, anyone can get Chaos Emeralds, and there are like quite a few people with Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah.
So the fact that in the miniseries they tried to go with there's only 4 emeralds thing is just kind of dumb. And how do you even stretch out 4 emeralds into an arc?
You don't, because that's what the issue did. It was like Sonic literally found a Freedom Emerald on a random baddie and immediately just got another one. You couldn't really have any stakes with just 4 of them in this mini-series. I think they like tackled all of it in what, 2 issues?
It was 1 issue for the Freedom Emeralds, that was it. Just 1 issue.
Yeah, 1 issue.
No, wait, no, it was 2. It was 2.
Was it?
It was 2 stories, 1 issue. They split it up into parts for no reason.
Yeah, it was odd, to say the least.
Here's my question though, like the Freedom, the emeralds get separated from the crown.
Yeah.
But how did they end up in some of the places they were in to begin with? Like some of them are hidden in secret caverns, some are like just randomly about, one's underwater on a pedestal. Like they were just on the crown a second ago. How the fuck did they get here?
It also like begs the question as to why did this pig guard stay where he was? Don't you think that once he completed his mission, he would just, you know, leave and, you know, create a bit more suspense? But no, he's right there and he almost instantly gets caught.
One thing that I'm gonna tell you about is if you didn't like the Freedom Emeralds at all, magic is a thing in Archie.
Uh-huh.
So later on in Archie, you'll have to deal with more magic shenanigans.
I don't necessarily, like, hate the Freedom Emeralds. I just didn't really like how they were executed. That was it.
Also, enjoy Uncle Chuck being the creator of the rings, because that's kind of contradicted a few times in the comic. It's like, Uncle Chuck created the rings. Actually, this guy named Nate Morgan created the rings, and it just slips back and forth who created what and why they created something.
Yeah.
Like in this one, we see Uncle Chuck welding the rings by hand, but in every other time we see it, it just is a ring generator in the lake, like in Sad AM.
Yeah, I didn't really. It's gonna be very fun to see all these like established plot points just like completely contradict once we go further into the comics.
I guess the biggest complaint I have for these 4 comics, it would have to be the backstory for Robotnik. I just really don't like the idea of Sonic and Robotnik being rivals like that, for Uncle Chuck of all people.
I can understand what you're saying, yeah. I guess they were just more focused on telling a funny kind of backstory.
Yeah, for a lighthearted comic.
Yeah, I know it was to show that, like, Robotnik is a irredeemable piece of shit, but to see Robotnik just take Uncle Chuck's words and just, you know, completely dismiss them and just start, for some reason, being fucking racist towards the hedgehogs, it's just like, oh, okay. What the fuck?
And something that really bothers me about this comic is that, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, they just kind of split things up into multiple parts for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, parts will begin and end in the same comic, and it's like, why did it have to be a 2-parter? It's the same story.
Yeah, I was reading the miniseries, and once they were done a page, I was like, oh, okay, cool, next issue. I scroll back up, and I only realize I'm on page 12. I'm like, wait, what? The fuck?
Yeah, it seemed like they were trying to get you comfortable to the idea that stories are split up, so when they do the actual comic, you'll be used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it's not relevant here. Like, it doesn't do anything because there aren't multiple stories like that. It's the same story continuing.
Yeah. Though I will say one thing I loved while I was reading the miniseries. I loved the characters.
I did too.
The characters were so good. Like, Sonic is immediately well established. They were able to capture Sonic's personality in 1 page. Like, and that's at the very start, which I was really impressed by. Sally is like a really nice contrast to Sonic. I do like her whole bossy, almost like bitchy attitude, because it works off of Sonic really well. Antoine is consistently funny. I have no qualms with him at all. And even Boomer, who like is Rotor, by the way, but like his name right now is Boomer.
Yeah.
He's endearing. He's funny. I don't really like Tails being a simp, but he's a kid. So
Tails has nothing to do in this, and that's a big problem for like a lot of the early Archie stuff. He won't really be useful for a while. He's just Sonic's little brother. And I know some people like that, but I really feel like it makes Tails worthless to the plot.
It definitely makes him stick out like a sore thumb in comparison to the rest of the Freedom Fighters, because they all have their distinct jobs. They always go on these missions and stuff like that. So to see Tails just not really do anything and just be kind of there, it just makes you go, why did the Freedom Fighters hire a kid? Why do they keep this kid around?
If I had to summarize what I thought of this comic, I would say very inconsistent, and you can tell that this was made before everything was finalized.
Yeah.
Because at 1 minute we'll see like creatures getting roboticized just changes their eyes. Then we'll see that they can self-destruct. Then in a different one, we see that they actually get turned into robots, like the fish underwater. So it's like,
yeah,
it contradicts itself a lot.
The roboticization is, yeah, it's very inconsistent when it comes to how much roboticization actually happens to the creatures of Mobius.
Because of how early this comic is, I feel like it just couldn't help but not know what's going on. And I'm glad they didn't use Bunny, because that probably would have been even more confusing.
I suppose so, yeah. They probably would have had to explain a few things when it came to the roboticization.
So yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this comic.
I would say it's like peak 90s comics. It's just fun adventures that just, you know, keeps you entertained for a few minutes, and I think if that's what the comics were going for, then they succeeded. All in all, I enjoyed them.
Yeah, I enjoyed them too. It's completely different from what we would get in the Archie comics, and this is probably some of the best artwork for early Archie. But I think overall the stories are alright.
Yeah.
They're passable, and it seems like they're trying to do more of a plot than early Archie would do, so I hope that you and or the audience doesn't get used to the comic making this much sense.
Cannot wait. It's gonna be a grand old time.
I said I enjoyed it. Was there anything else you wanted to say about these?
As a newcomer into the comics, I feel like this is a good place to start. It pretty much introduces you to the characters very quickly. You get to look at some pretty nice artwork, and it kind of makes you get used to the whole zaniness that the Archie comics are pretty infamous for having. So if you like a bit of cheese in your Sonic stuff, I think you'll enjoy it. I recommend it.
Yeah, I'd recommend it too. I know a lot of people say start reading Archie at issue 20 or start reading Archie at issue 30. I've done that too. But if you really want to appreciate everything that this comic is, I'd say start with the mini-series and then read issue 0 through whatever, because I really feel like when it comes to Archie, because we already know where it goes and what everything is, you can just start at the beginning and accept that it's going to change, it's going to contradict itself, it's going to evolve, and I think people will appreciate how it changes as it goes on.
So with that whole thing out of the way, now we can talk about the first 8 issues of the Archie comics. It's called First Adventures, if I remember correctly.
That's what the fans called this arc, even though there's not really an arc here.
Oh, okay, so it's just... Yeah, I can imagine so, because... Yeah, the first 8 issues are completely bonkers, I'm just gonna say it up front. This stuff was very wacky, was very insane.
If I have to complain immediately, there's so many coloring issues.
Oh yeah,
even on
I noticed so many of them.
Even on the first cover, look at the cover of the first issue. They fucked up Antoine's face.
Yeah.
There's so many coloring issues. It is not even acceptable. And the wonderful way they drew Sonic's spine from last time, gone. It's now just flat. Sonic will always be at a flat angle, either front facing or side facing, and there's no more depth to him. And it's weird.
Yeah, it is. I definitely saw the whole downgrade to the art, and I was quite disappointed because the miniseries art was so good.
Yeah.
Now I'm just left with just very watered down Beano style comic art, and I'm just like, why? Why?
Also, for these first few issues, which is we're introduced to the running gag in the first issue,
yeah,
is that Crab Meat is usually trying to set up something, and then Robotnik ends up killing him.
Yeah, there's also this running gag of Antoine getting just his ego completely shattered in every single issue. This guy cannot catch a fucking break.
No.
Like, at all. There's even like this one line that I quoted in my notes where it was just like Sonic sees Antoine in like this vine trap in issue 1, and he goes like, "Sonic the Hedgehog never deserts a friend in need, but since there is none around right now, I might as well help you." It's just like, bro, Jesus. It's like, don't get me wrong, like the creative ways they use to roast Antoine is really funny, but it's like, whoa, Antoine doesn't even have a chance to be a character yet. Like, chill.
I know, and Boomer is so weird in this issue. Like, he doesn't act like his normal self.
Yeah, he's become like a far less memorable character than he was in the miniseries, which I was a bit disappointed by.
He's just a bit of a goofball here, and it's weird because you never see them use Rotor for that purpose.
Yeah, they also changed Rotor's name like midway through the adventures, actually. Was it like in issue 4 or 5 when they started calling him by Rotor.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It's just slowly this continuity goes back in the sync with what Sad AM did.
Was there ever like a specific reason why they decided to call him Rotor in the Sad AM show?
I think Rotor relates more to him being a technician than Boomer.
Ah, right.
I think that's the only reason why his name changed.
The parts of like, you know when the miniseries like split up the stories into like 12 pages?
Yeah.
Now in the Archie comics, it's some stories don't even reach 5 pages. Like they're now like very, very condensed.
Oh yeah. What did you think of our first really short story, The Crud Zoo?
The Crud Zoo.
That's the weird plant thing.
Oh, the weird plant. Yeah, it didn't leave that much of an impression on me. The only jokes that I remember were the ones roasting Antoine and like a few puns here and there. But like aside from that, it didn't really have the punch that the miniseries had, which I'm sad to say.
How do you like the Crud Zoo as a villain per se? Like, do you think it's an interesting idea, or do you think it's generic, and do you think it could have been done better?
I mean, like, it's definitely a plot point that, you know, this evil person who hates nature would definitely come up with. And yeah, the concept of it is interesting, but it's a story condensed into 5 pages, like I said before, so it didn't really have that much time to shine, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, and at this point in the comic, Robotnik doesn't even come up with his own plans. It's his robots doing it.
Yeah, it's the fucking minions, and Robotnik's just like, step down. Don't make a plan better than me. So they're already just making Robotnik out to be just like this goofball villain, which is, I understand it. It's like meant to be a wacky 90s comic, but if the villain's minions are smarter than your main villain, then it doesn't leave the main villain to have much impact on the story. It's a bit annoying.
Yeah, like, I think it's because the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was so popular.
Yeah.
That they decided, hey, let's make him more like that Robotnik.
Speaking of, we have fucking Scratch and Grounder.
In issue 2, isn't it?
God, I hate them. I hate them so much. I don't like them.
We'll get to them when we get there. Right now we're still on issue 1. What do you think of the Casino Night adaptation?
Fucking bonkers. But I did like how insane it was. Yeah, let's get Sonic Spin Attack and, you know, turn it on its head and make him into a pinball for a pinball machine. That was cute. That was nice. And then all of a sudden Sonic has the spines of like sharpness of like saw blades, so he's able to just cut himself out.
Yeah,
it was smart, but like, yeah, it was dumb as well.
That's weirdly consistent with this continuity, is that Sonic can actually turn into like a buzzsaw and saw shit in half.
I'm aware that he was able to do that in the Sad AM show, if like my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's odd.
Okay, and
Sonic is just indestructible.
Finally, before we switch over to the next comic, what do you think about the goofy off-panel shit, like Sonic cooking and stuff?
The goofy off-panels, I think, are where the Sonic Archie comics are at their best, because they don't have to make sense. I'm more willing to, like, suspend my disbelief just for, like, a quick laugh. And, like, yeah, most of the stories were quite cute. They were quite interesting. And yeah, Sonic, actually them coming up with a recipe for the chili dogs I thought was really cute. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed it a lot.
I feel like this writer in particular, I think it's Gallagher, I think he works a lot better as a comedian than he does a serious comic writer, at least at this point. I think his strengths are in comedy, and when he has to tell an actual plot, it's not as good.
He's definitely better at doing like one-liners than he is at, you know, setting stakes, making good villains and stuff like that. So yeah, his one-off stuff is good, the main story's not so much. Okay,
issue 2 is where we meet, fucking Coconuts and Scratch and Grounder. Do you think they were handled well?
I mean, the monkey was fine. I like how he was defeated, and I enjoyed his personality for as long as he was in the comic. And yeah, he left a decent impression, but then just Scratch and Grounder were just, I don't know, their comedy just isn't for me.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't think they were funny at all.
It's literally just like the same critiques people had for the show they were in. They just run around and scream.
Yeah.
And it's good that you knew the show enough to figure out that that's all they do. but dear God, I don't want to see them just run around and scream in a comic book. And it tries to make it like an interactive thing where like you get to vote for some shit.
They do like this thing in page 3 specifically, where Sonic turns to Tails and goes, "Go Tails," and then like Tails does something like asking why he needs to go, and then the comic actually does a thing where they actually make the reader come up with Sonic's explanation.
Yeah.
And they even made like this cute joke of like, oh, it's just like one of the jokes at the end was that, so there's less for the artist to draw, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. I like that. It's very endearing. The comedy is definitely, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's just bad.
I feel like it's just bad with Scratch and Grounder. There's not a lot of jokes you can do with them, but I will admire the fact that unlike in the other show, fucking Scratch and Grounder just try to lynch Sonic. Like, they wrap a rope around his neck and throw him off a cliff.
Yeah, they definitely got like infinitely more violent with Sonic, which I wasn't expecting. But then they just have to fuck up their plan by going like, oh, I want to be the one that takes fucking Sonic back to Eggman.
That's always what happens. That's their whole shtick.
I thought you had him. I thought you had him. It's like, I hate this. Stop.
Believe it or not, even though they don't appear after this, as far as I remember,
Yeah.
much later on down the line, they become canon again. So they are canon.
Oh,
They're just
no.
not ever seen again.
What the fuck? So they're just lurking in the background, just waiting for the prime opportunity to come back. It's like, you're useless. Go away.
Yeah, they just quit appearing for a while.
You're a one-trick pony, okay? You've done all your tricks in issue 2. Go away, please.
Also, Sonic says in this issue that the rings are magic, which is bullshit. They're not magic.
Yep.
That's fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it's like chaos magic, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, so already they contradicted themselves from the miniseries, so great.
Unless Uncle Chuck knows magic.
He's a wizard.
I like the artwork in Vertigo, the little story, the vertical and horizontal.
Oh, Alan Cal.
Yeah, I like the artwork, but the story isn't that good.
It's just nonsense, and it's just, I get it. Al and Cal are supposed to be like these wacky, zany characters, and like they don't really have to have that much of a personality. Like the artwork is the joke itself, but it's like, it's a very typical, oh, normal character goes to an insane world and doesn't know how it works, fucking hijinks ensues. Like the only joke that I really liked in that issue was when Antoine sees Sonic come back and he's like, hey, what's up? And then Sonic just gets angry at him and chases him out of the story. That's the only joke I remember, and that's the only one I like.
I find it weird when Sonic is falling, they give him nostrils on his nose when the black part is his nose and not the fucking muzzle. Mm-hmm. That's weird. That's really fucking strange. Believe it or not, these two characters are also canon.
Oh, fuck
and they are
off.
actually reality warping like demigods. Like they can control their dimension and make it anything they want. So they're actually two of the most powerful characters in the comic.
Okay.
Yeah. That is a thing that later artists will do with them.
Nice.
These characters are very serious and very canon, but they
yay.
don't appear again because I guess they didn't get mail.
They I think Sonic did like an off joke in like one panel where it's like, reader, quickly flip the page so I don't hit your face. Like, can I just say, like, before we go on, the amount of times this fucking, these 8 issues altogether break the fourth wall, it is insane.
Oh yeah, there is no fourth wall.
Like, I'm sure if you were to make like a drinking game out of it, you would die. Yeah. It's a very interactive comic series. I like it. I like it for a bit, but then like the moment I'm invested in a story, they immediately do a fourth wall joke, so I'm like, ah, great.
Yeah,
damn it.
there's a little segment where they take foil and slap it against Sonic's face because they're making foil covers for the comic.
Yeah.
Like,
it's, again, the one-off stories are where it's at. I really liked those like one-off jokes.
there just is no canon.
Yeah. They're really just doing whatever they want.
I like that Sally consistently doesn't like cooking. That's just a weird trait of hers that keeps appearing over and over again.
And I like how she's bad at cooking as well. Like they have an entire storyline of like this termite who's threatening to eat up Knottle's like wood supply, and the way they defeat her is with Sally's like pancake batter fuck up.
So at the end, there's like 2 little pinups. How do you feel about that? I think it's a cute little moment that Sonic and Sally stole each other's pinups.
Yeah. It's nice.
And that's probably like a really good design for Sally. Like, disregarding the design for Sally we have now, I think that the pink and black one is a really good look for her.
As of right now, she definitely fits with the overall look of the comic, so she doesn't like stand out of place. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
How do you feel about the random fucking Tails shit at the end?
Yeah. I just... Tails, please be a character soon.
I quit caring. I just skipped over it. I didn't even care about the jokes they were trying to set up.
I'll be honest, sometimes I looked at a page and I saw the final panel. I'm like, sometimes I just cannot be fucked to read this.
Yeah.
But I read as much as I could. Gotta give an honest review.
Okay, on to issue 3.
Hell yeah.
First, we start with a really lame story that is just a setup to a joke that isn't that funny. That's The Bomb Bugs Me. And if you read the title, you already know the fucking joke. But it is just a weird fucking plot. And I know I didn't want to say weird with these stories, but this is the only way I can describe the fact of
Can we get a weird counter at the bottom of the screen?
Them trying to stop Robotnik from launching a bomb, which Robotnik already rules the world, so it doesn't fucking matter if he wants to blow it up. But in the attempts to stop him, they find out that it was just a bug bomb.
Yeah.
Like, it is a really lame twist, and they spent way too long building it up.
It definitely was like, it would have, I think the story would have been more satisfying if it actually was a bomb.
Yeah.
It's just a simple joke, so I'm like, okay, so that's just like 5 pages wasted in 20 minutes of my life I'm never gonna get back. Thanks, Archie, thanks a lot.
Also, they did the Scooby-Doo or SpongeBob shtick of where you pull the mask off one guy and then it's the other guy, and they just keep doing it back and forth.
Like, I do get that they're trying to parody that whole trope, like, don't get me wrong, it's stupid sometimes, but oh my god, they just kept fucking doing the joke and it wasn't funny.
I feel like it went on for too long.
I think Sonic said it best. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
This summarizes my reaction exactly.
We need a ridiculous counter.
Anything that we describe that isn't weird, we have a counter in the bottom of the screen.
So yeah, that whole story was pointless, and it was a 2-parter. They spent 2 parts building up that one joke.
That's what makes it even worse. I hate that.
I love how the more serious plots from the last 2 issues had like 5-7 pages to work off with. This one gets double that, and it's not even good.
They're definitely now putting their priorities straight so far. They're much more willing to just tell a bad joke for 12 pages as opposed to like, oh, let's get to know these characters a bit more. So
there's one wacky mini story that I really like, and it really shows the personality of this Sally and differentiates her from the Sally that would come later. And that's where Sonic, Rotor, and Tails published this story in the newspaper accusing her of dyeing her hair.
Oh yeah. I love that shit so much. I absolutely adore that callback.
And she acts like she's going to murder them.
Yeah.
Like, when I say this Sally is a jerk, I mean it. She is a jerk.
That's what makes her so lovable, though. She's just like this complete opposite kind of personality to the other characters. It's so endearing.
They tone down Sally when she turns brown.
Oh.
But that's why I will always say that when Sally does have her anger spurts in the comics, it's totally in character.
Yeah.
She was always a character with a short temper.
She definitely was where like most of the comedy came from when I read the issues. I ended up really liking Sally at the end of the 8 issues, I must say.
So our next story in this is regarding Bunny. She should have been the opener, not the fucking backup.
Yeah.
But
this I felt the story should have had 2 parts.
Yeah. They always shaft Bunny. Bunny's stories are always fucked.
It's such a shame because she's great. She's really likable in this story.
Instead of them knowing her their whole life, she's just a random rabbit that they save.
Yeah. She had to prove her strength to like actually get involved in the freedom fighters.
And it's weird because with her not knowing them, she's kind of the outsider looking in. And that's just such a strange approach for Bunny.
Yeah.
Because in the other continuity, they just knew Bunny their whole life. And later on in the comic, they kind of act like that's what happened with Bunny.
Yeah.
They don't really like act like they haven't known Bunny their whole life, so it's weird that they did that here.
Again, like I do feel like like Bunny's biggest, like the story that had Bunny, its biggest flaw was that it was just too short. I definitely feel like if it was longer, it would have been infinitely more impactful.
And this is just a conspiracy on my end, but I really feel like the writers didn't know what to do with Bunny, and that's why they waited so long to introduce her. Because she was already being drawn all the way back in the mini-series, but now it takes till issue 3 to introduce her.
Yeah, she looks drastically different as well, like with terms of color palette and overall design.
And with her role in this story, like, I feel like they really don't know what to do with her because she's super strong.
Yeah.
She can defeat any threat, just about. So they're gonna sparingly use Bunny for like for quite a bit.
Yeah.
They're gonna sparingly use her.
There's gonna be like plenty of stories later on where like this intense battle is happening, and then it's just in the back of my head, I'm just gonna go, why don't they just use Bunny?
She's not even in some of the later issues. Like, you'll be like,
Oh,
where's
that's
Bunny?
so
She's
lame.
not there. She's not there at all.
Because if she was here, we'd have no stakes.
Yeah.
It's quite a shame.
They don't even throw out a line saying, oh, Bunny's gone somewhere, or oh, she left for the day.
She's just conveniently gone.
She's just not there, and no one brings her up. And that's what happens in later issues. But this issue, she gets the shine.
Yeah.
She destroys a giant Burrowbot, which is literally a recolor or reskin or whatever
It's a
of
resize.
the Burrowbot from the last one.
It's literally just like do that, but just times 20 the height.
It's a pretty lame threat.
But even like besides the short story, Bunny left an impression on me. She's a good character so far. So I appreciate her.
Also showing that there is no continuity in these early issues, Antoine's hair is fake.
Apparently.
And that is a consistent thing. That is a consistent thing in the early issues of Archie, that Antoine has a hair piece. But then later, he does have hair. So there just is no continuity with the early stuff. Some things are canon, some things aren't. It's insanity.
It's like the writers are so willing to just make every single joke towards Antoine that they're willing to like just contradict like even parts of his body to make sure some jokes work.
Getting on to the next issue, the Universal Salamander. How did you feel about that story?
I think this was probably my favorite of the bunch. Like the stakes were set up pretty well, like we had that kind of stuff. But I think what sold this for me was the joke that they made about the special stage. Like they have a full-on page of Sonic like handing the reader a controller where it's like, oh, make sure I get 50 rings, plug up your Sega Genesis. And it's like, I love that. It's so charming.
You know how I just brought up that later threats, they just won't even acknowledge where Bunny is?
Yeah.
This is one of those stories. Bunny's not here. For no reason in particular. She's just not here. Not even in the celebration at the end. She's just not in that story at all. And I really feel like it's because Universal Salamander wouldn't be a threat to her because she just fought a giant robot.
That's true, yeah. And also you gotta introduce Supersonic somehow, which is just a fucking recolor of Sonic. So I'm like, nice.
Oh yeah, and
They didn't even like up the 2 spikes or anything. It's just boom. Yellow Sonic.
well, two in the back are up, but the one in the front is down.
Are they?
It's a weird look. Yes, it's a very weird look. It's inconsistent as fuck, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they acknowledge it in this issue, but I will, just to be safe. The Chaos Emeralds aren't any emeralds in particular. They're just random Chaos Emeralds.
Right, okay.
There aren't just 7 Chaos Emeralds here.
Mm-hmm.
There's like an infinite amount of emeralds in Archie. So the fact that Sonic can just have 7 emeralds, that just meant that he happened to find 7.
Yeah, just off screen. Just don't question it, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal to have emeralds in the Archieverse.
Listen, this is like the Archie comics. If you're gonna be calling bullshit on every single wacky and zany thing they do in the first 8 issues, then just stop fucking reading, because it gets more intense from here.
And apparently I was wrong. I didn't remember that in this backup story, which I just read the other day to prepare for this, that fucking Al and Cal were back.
Yeah. Fucking very weird.
And then Scratch and Grounder are back too for an off panel rather than their own story.
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
They have a cute little off panel with Bunny wanting to be a hairdresser. That is important for like 200 issues later or 160 issues later, something like that.
Hell yeah. That'll be fun.
And then we get Tails' solo adventure, which is another story I feel like could have been better. I feel like they don't know what they're doing with Tails in particular.
Yeah, I would say the reason why I don't like Tails right now, it's just that he doesn't have an established character yet. In both the miniseries and in the issues we've talked about so far, Tails' personality hasn't been concrete. It's been very inconsistent. Sometimes he's fearful, sometimes he's cocky, sometimes he's a mixture of both. They just don't really have a full foundation to Tails. So whenever he has a solo adventure and he's like all of a sudden cocky, I'm just questioning, why is Tails now cocky? Like, you don't have an impression of me right now?
Yeah, and most of the time he's just a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Very lame character.
Yeah, I just hope to God he gets better.
And now we move on to another plot stolen from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic and friends having to compete in a sporting event, or in particular the Olympics.
Yep.
How did you feel about this fucking insanity?
It was at this point of reading the Archie comics where I was like, okay, I have to stop questioning the fucking crazy shit that happens. So I just turned off my brain and I read it. I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, they did the whole like plot point of, oh, take away Sonic's speed. What are the Freedom Fighters gonna do now? Only to have him like get his speed back like 3 pages later.
Do you think that's a reference to Sonic Labyrinth, that they gave him slow down shoes or energy draining shoes?
It's either that or it's probably a reference to like one episode in Sat AM where they actually got rid of Sonic's speed, when like Nagus got rid of Sonic's speed for an episode.
I don't think that was Nagus. I think that was a different guy.
Was it?
I know what you're talking about though. Yeah, it's a different wizard.
Yeah, I could be remembering wrong.
Yeah, it was a different wizard, but yeah, they did do that.
Yeah. Like, taking away Sonic's speed is always a plot point that I find to be fascinating, but I have yet to see it be executed properly.
Yeah, and this one Sonic just slept.
Yeah, he's like, it's like the shoes didn't like take away his speed. They just made him incredibly tired. For some reason, they like drained his energy basically. So like once he like took them off and got back his normal fucking shoes, he was all back to normal, which was like, okay, cool.
I like that Sally introduces herself as like the best swimmer, even though her swimming is never fucking mentioned again. It is such a strange little detail. I guess you could have that on your fact list for Rally for Sally, that she is the best swimmer.
It would definitely make Sally more of like a polar opposite to Sonic. So like, oh, Sonic can't swim, Sally can swim. Like, they're basically...
Not only can she swim, she's the best swimmer.
Even though like many characters I'm sure are better, but okay, we haven't met them yet. And again, they always just they take another jab once again at Antoine, which is just okay, starting to feel bad for him now.
Tails being a random hobo saved the day.
Yeah, he just happened to come across this convenient pile of garbage that had Sonic's shoes in it, which just makes me go, you have Sonic shoes, why the fuck would you throw them away? Don't you think the first thing you would do once you have like your sworn enemies like power source, don't you think you just destroy them or something like that? But no, they just toss them away, which is like, okay.
Now since I think about it, that's another inconsistency with this in the later comics, is that they kind of pretend like the US continuity is a thing where like Sonic gets his speed from his shoes, but that's never a thing later. Later on, they make it clear Sonic was born with his speed.
Yeah.
So it's just weird all around. Like, so many continuity errors, so many coloring errors, so many weird things going on with these early issues. And now we get an even weirder story with the fucking Terminator fucking termites.
Yeah, briefly mentioned this before. It's just a giant termite that like eats wood and shit, and the way they defeat him is with fucked up pancake batter. And they managed to reprogram this like death-eating monster to just eat up metal somehow.
For the people who watch my channel, it's structured very similarly to the kids books that we were reading that were also tied into this continuity over on my channel, where they would just conveniently
click the card.
They would just conveniently know how to stop Robotnik and then flip his scheme back on him. Like, for one issue, they had, like, a giant magnet they put on his metal wall to get all of his robots to stick to it. And it's like, when did you have a giant magnet? Why did you come up with this idea? It's just random fucking shit.
I just love how writers, once they know they're writing for kids' books, they just don't give a shit about consistency and just go, fuck it. Kids aren't gonna question this shit. Let's make it as wacky and as zany as possible. It's not like we have a bit of like an audience that is a bit older and actually care about the lore.
And Sonic at the end leaning against that wall, it really reminds me of that artwork in the Sonic 2 manual or Sonic 1 manual. It's in one of the manuals where Sonic is leaning up against the wall. So I like that.
Slight little nods here and there, which is it's nice to see. Nice to see indeed.
For the backup story, they make another joke about like cooking, more food jokes. Oh, Sonic ate wax fruit. Very funny.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm way too fast. I eat food, like that kind of shit. I'm just like, you've done better jokes, I gotta say.
Issue 6 is where we get our first tie-in story, and it's the Sonic Spinball. How do you feel they handle the Sonic Spinball adaptation?
From someone who knows basically nothing about Sonic Spinball and only knows like only the core mechanics of the game, it's fun. I enjoyed it. It definitely, once again, they're focusing on comedy than anything else, so whether it's a good adaptation of Sonic Spinball is like for you to say, but from my perspective, it was fun. I liked it. All of it was fine.
You can tell they didn't get past level 3 because they didn't have an actual ending in this comic.
Yeah, he just kind of explodes out of a volcano. He goes, I'll get you next time, Robotnik, and the story ends.
And they never go back to that volcano again. Like, this isn't a thing where it's like, oh yeah, issue 272. They go back. No, they never go back. That volcano is never referenced again.
That plot point you were super invested by? Gone. Nice.
And this time Antoine is the off panel, and it's actually really funny because he's writing fan mail to himself.
This is like the only time Antoine actually deserves to get roasted, and it is very funny. I won't lie.
The backup story is really lame. I could get drunk off my ass if I counted every time anything ever did a Christmas Carol parody and took a drink for it. And I hate all the things that just blatantly retell A Christmas Carol. And I'm like, it's so boring. It is such a boring premise.
This is easily like one of the worst adaptations of Christmas Carol I've seen. I haven't seen many, but like, yeah, I really didn't like it.
And it's a two-parter.
Yeah.
It's 2 parts.
And it just drags on and on, and like, what's even sadder is that this is like the first appearance of Snively.
Yeah.
And he's like the ghost of Christmas past. I hated that. Like, what the fuck? Why?
Is Snively's first appearance, and it's in a fucking joke.
I did not like it.
And they reference the Robotnik knowing Chuck again, but this is all Sonic's dream, so I guess this doesn't really matter. But yet again, they're referencing that backstory.
If you want to make that argument, keep going. It's alright, the comments are there.
I'm insisting that they treated that like it's canon. But yeah, the end of the story, it's a better joke than what they had before, like Robotnik being old and finally winning, but still losing. Other than that, it's just not that funny of a story, and Sonic writing off an issue at the end.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
I think the last page should have been just an off story, really. It should have been like one of those off panels. This was a joke that just did not need to be so long.
Not to mention, they didn't even get this comic out in December. They got it out in January. Because that's just how comic publishing works.
You were super dedicated to telling this joke and you didn't even release it in the right time. I'm sorry, you failed. It's annoying. I just didn't like the Christmas Carol thing. It just came off as lazy, in my opinion. It just wasn't that creative.
Let's move on to issue 7. And issue 7, what went on here?
Robotnik simped for Sally.
Well, the first story we have is a pointless story yet again with Uncle Chuck. And it just involves them finding Sonic's baby shoes, which was Chuck's hidden treasure.
Oh, yep. That was the hidden treasure. Once again, they go for a story where it's like, oh, here's a possible big plot point. What happens at the end? It's something mundane. Laugh.
Yeah.
Why?
It really feels like we're clickbaited every time with this shit. they act like it's going to be something big and dramatic, and then it's nothing.
And it's annoying as well, because in this story, it was actually much more compelling than the other issues, because the freedom fighters were now in a location where all of them were weakened. Like, it was a toxic environment that used to be like this very lush, like, whole location, and they had to fight using all kinds of strategy to beat their enemies. It was interesting, and finding the treasure chest and like the journey getting to the treasure chest was good, but it just fell for just another joke. So it just felt pointless. Again, this could have been an off panel, but it was extended into 5 pages, and I'm slowly getting sick of this joke. It's not funny.
Okay, so now we cut to the Halloween story, which is weird because this couldn't have released anywhere near Halloween. But
I'm guessing this is around like February or March if I was to take a wild guess.
the first thing I want to shit on is the fact that Tails is dressed as a skunk, and skunks canonically exist in this story. So it's like Tails is kind of being racist.
That's really one of those things where you really shouldn't think too deep about it.
I had
because
to.
the implications can just be very dark.
Imagine Jeffrey St. John walking in on Tails dressed as a skunk. Also, Robotnik falling in love with what he thinks is a witch. I think it's very befitting if Robotnik fell in love with anyone, it'd be a magic user.
Yeah.
And he does simp for magic users later on.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of consistent that Robotnik is impressed by magic when he's so obsessed with technology.
Uh-huh. I guess that makes sense.
Overall, I think it's just a stupid story that Sally is mistaken for a witch.
Though, to this story's defense, I do think that the characterization of Sally is really good here.
Oh, yeah.
And her relationship with Sonic is, like, fucking perfect.
And she beats him at the end,
yeah.
Which is important for later, because people say it's completely out of character for Sally to physically abuse Sonic. Sonic didn't seem surprised by it, that she beat him with a stick.
Don't worry, guys, we'll get to that issue when we get there.
Just saying, Sally is a physically violent character.
Keep this mental note in your mind. I'll leave the panel up for a few seconds so you can really look at it.
Yeah.
Until we get to it later on. But yeah, I do think if I'm being completely honest, that last page was probably one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
I did like how Sally was consistent with it. It's like, don't help me. And throughout the story, Sonic helped her and he gets punished for it.
Yeah.
Good. That's exactly how it should go.
Our little joke comic in the next page is also building up on Sally just having a terrible temper.
Oh yeah, was this the whole Antoine like trying to name a ship or something?
Yes, and he named it the SS Sally, and it's just a little rowboat.
Yeah.
And she scolds him for it.
Oh yeah, Sally was fucking relentless.
Sally getting angry is consistent. She has a really short temper.
Again, she's very well characterized, and it's one of those hot-headed characters where she doesn't come off as annoying. She does come off as like a natural character. It's nice.
Yeah.
This would be completely different if Sally was like consistently angry throughout the whole few issues for absolutely no reason, but she has like downtime. She's able to be nice. She's able to be thankful. But yeah, the temper's always there. And it's good.
She's mainly mad at the boys.
Yeah.
If it's anything, it's the two boys trying to get her attention that pisses her off.
Which is completely understandable. I think that just adds a bit more relatability to Sally.
In issue 8, we have a story involving comic book shit. And it's literally just, we ran out of ideas. Let's just do a bunch of wacky parodies.
This one was probably one of my favorites though. Just how much they were willing to just like make fun of the superhero genre. It was great, in my personal opinion. I think like the highlight for me was when they made a joke about Julia White, Sonic's voice actor at the time, and made the bot look like fucking his most iconic character, Urkel.
Oh,
I loved that.
A Wolf Urkel.
It was so funny. Yeah, it was so good.
They had Batbot, Wolf Urkel, Spawn Mower,
Captain Marbot. It was great.
Magbot, and Mighty Bot. Those were all the
Mighty
different
Mouse.
parodies, yeah.
That was great. I loved it. Like you said, it does seem like they ran out of ideas, but they worked with what they had. And it was a fun story. It was fun.
Yeah, and I feel like these writers really just want to tell a comedic story. That's all they want to do. They don't care about the plot.
This is where I think the comedy was at its best. personally.
The next story, which is the backup story, which really should have been the main story, which is something I'm going to be saying a lot, involves the first actual appearance of Snively.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
And he looks nothing like Snively. He's wearing a white fucking getup with a blue belt and blue shoes.
Yeah. He definitely looks like a science minion, basically.
He makes a shrinking device, and they shrink the freedom fighters. Also, Bunny gets a really inappropriate joke.
Yeah, she does. She's the sax symbol of the team. I wrote it down.
Dear God. And they made her curvy as possible there. Like, they really emphasized that joke.
The writers knew what they were doing.
Like, I'm shocked they got away with that.
It was very out of left field, yeah. But the fact that they did get away with that was pretty commendable, if I say so myself. It's like, good on you.
I'd be beating myself up if I didn't say this yet again. This is a plot stolen from the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, fuck off, really?
Robotnik does this exact same thing in the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. It is a plot taken verbatim from that series.
God damn it.
And they don't do anything different here with it.
Like, do they even go to the whole musical place?
No, not the musical
Okay.
place. Robotnik shrinks Sonic and then tries to suck him up with a vacuum. That is the whole plot. It even gets to the point where it's a tiny portable vacuum too.
Yeah.
So it's literally stolen from the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. The only thing they added was music.
Yeah, which was a bit odd because I didn't really take Sonic to be like a musical character.
Robotnik hating music is something that's strangely consistent in this story.
Yeah, they, like, again, throughout the miniseries, they did make sure Robotnik's whole thing was no fun allowed. So they're being consistent, that's fine. I just didn't really think of Sonic of, like, twanging up a guitar.
Yeah.
Just didn't really seem in character for me anyway.
Sonic is kind of a musician in the Archie universe, and he is a guitarist, of all things.
Yeah, I think he was one in episode 1 of SATAM? Was it in the pilot?
Zero.
Sorry, yeah. In episode 0.
That's when they're supposed to be sharing a continuity. So
Yeah.
Sonic, and weirdly enough, all the way back to his origin, they wanted Sonic to be in a band. So Sonic being a musician is something that's weirdly consistent throughout all continuities.
Then they made a show entirely about that, and it sucked. Moving on.
Oh, God. So now we're done. We're done. We're out of issues.
Yeah. I would definitely say I wasn't as consistently enjoying the stories as much as I did with the miniseries, which is a shame to say. When the stories were good, they were good. But when they were bad, oh boy, they were bad.
I feel like the greatest crime of this is that they don't know what to do with Bunny for the most part. I like the sax symbol thing. I like the few times where she got to appear and fight. But when they don't know what they're doing with her, they just don't even have her show up.
It's a shame, yeah.
She'll just not be there. And it's weird. It's like, where's your friend at, Sonic? Knothole was only one fucking room underground. Where could she be at?
Just knock on the door going like, hey yo, we need a mission and stuff. Can you help us out? Like, you could even just give an off reason like, oh, she's doing her hair that day. It could be stupid, but like, it would make sense to her character. But no, just never there. Just never pops up.
Or she's on a different mission or anything. They just don't use her for that story.
I would say what's my biggest problem with the Archie series as a whole, like as of issues 1 to 8 at least, it's just that they're trying way too hard to be funny, and most of the time the jokes fall flat, which just makes the comics increasingly more annoying to read.
Yeah, that's the problem with these. I feel like it's directionless. They didn't tell them what to do with the character, and I know that it's not until Ken Penders gets on that they actually get references for what Sonic should be, like backstory for SATAM and shit. So they literally have no direction here.
Yeah.
They're just like, this is Sonic, these are these characters, do something with it. And you can tell that that's what's happening here, because they have no idea what stories they should tell, what tone they should have, if they should have a continuity or not.
Yeah.
They're just winging it, and it really feels like they're winging it.
They definitely saw the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and went, oh, let's just do that.
For the most part,
as opposed to looking at, as opposed to looking at something like SATAM and going, we could do that, but that requires a bit of effort and we don't have that much time.
I feel like they're intimidated by SATAM, and that's just me reading into it, but like, Adventures of has a similar tone to this comic. Meanwhile, Sad AM is super dark and serious after episode 0. So I feel like they didn't want to try to match that tone, and when they do match that tone later on, they completely change how the comic is written. So I feel like they were still trying to just be wacky and funny, so they ripped off The Adventures of, which is also wacky and hardly has a plot.
Yeah, can I ask a question about Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, go for it.
Were puns a major, like, part of the comedy?
No, that's this.
Yeah, why the fuck are there so many puns? Like, Jesus.
It's just a pun-heavy comic. It's just Archie. If you read any mainline Archie stories from before Riverdale, they also had a lot of puns in them. It's just a very corny comic series. The whole publishing of Archie was very corny and lighthearted.
I just guess puns just aren't, like, my sense of humor, so I read them and I was like, good lord. If I was to take a shot every single time I read this, I would actually die of after issue 1.
So I wouldn't say these 8 issues were bad. They're just kind of uneventful, and I get why people skip them.
Yeah.
But there is some stuff you need to be here for, like the introduction of Snively, the introduction of Bunny, some minor stuff, figuring out who Sally is as a character.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the stuff here really carries on to like way later on. And if you skip these, then you won't get what's happening later when Sally does act like a jerk again.
Yeah.
Or when they reference Bunny's backstory.
I definitely feel like these first 8 issues are really an acquired taste if you want to really enjoy them, I would say. If you aren't into like the whole wackiness of the comics, then I don't think you're going to enjoy it later on, because it's probably, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, but I feel like it's gonna get more insane from here.
When we get to around issue 20, that's when it starts wrapping itself up to the Sad AM continuity.
Okay.
Like, it starts trying to get serious. So, for the first 20 or so issues, it's pretty wacky, but they will start slowly, like, sinking into the canon of Sad AM.
Okay, well, that's fair enough.
But for right now, we're still in wacky territory.
Yeah, so I think for the next few issues I'm gonna read, I'm just gonna turn off my brain and just try my best to enjoy it. Just embrace the craziness that is this world right now.
Yeah, but we have to read all of them because every minor little detail will be referenced at some point in the comics as a serious plot point.
Well, if we didn't read all the issues, then the giant retrospective would be a lie, so we kind of have to.
Well, yeah. I get why people skip these, but I would recommend to read them. It's not that hard to get through them.
Yeah, to an extent, I kind of agree. I just don't think these comics were particularly for me.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed some moments, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I personally prefer some more serious. I think the miniseries mastered the amount of crazy shit that happened in Sonic the Hedgehog. This was just too much for me.
I feel like the miniseries is just overall of a higher quality than these comics.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The art was better, the coloring was consistent, the writing felt better. This just feels like a watered down version.
It definitely felt like they knew what they were doing in the miniseries, whereas in these first 8 issues, they just kind of did whatever. They just kind of threw shit at the wall and just saw what stuck.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell
that. And if it didn't, it didn't. If it did,
they
it
even
did.
asked for feedback for like Alan Cowell. It's like, hey, if you want more stories involving these guys, tell us and we'll do it.
Oh, that's cute.
You can tell they don't know what they're doing. They're like, hey, if you like this tone, tell us and we'll stick to it. Please give us a direction.
then they get like multiple letters of going, hey, go for Sad AM. They're like, oh fuck, we can't do this.
It's not really till Ken Penders comes on that they start pushing towards Sad AM.
Yeah, I feel like, in all honesty, I'm actually kind of looking forward to the Ken Penders stories now, like after reading these first few 8 issues. Yeah,
they're definitely different.
Yeah,
they are definitely different.
Because this is also coming from a new person where I've heard way too many things about Ken Penders stories, so I'm just getting more and more hyped to read them. There's that.
Okay, so we're starting with issue 9?
Yes, we are starting with issue 9, which is the introduction of Pseudo Sonic, because Metal Sonic was too hard to draw, and I don't think he existed back then.
No, he No, I think this is when it was only Silver Sonic.
Ah, right, gotcha.
This character is stolen straight from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. This plot is practically stolen straight from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I love how they try to hype it up like they're gonna have a big fight and that it's a saga. This is not a saga. This is not anything worth writing home about.
Yep, it's just another short story, which is just nothing really happens. Sonic isn't even in it for like half of it because apparently he's allergic.
You know what's funny? I've actually seen behind the scenes artwork of this issue, so I get to add a little bit of clarity to this.
Oh, okay.
This originally wasn't going to be the first appearance of Pseudo-Sonic the robot. They were going to use the name Pseudo-Sonic, but they were going to have it be an anti-Sonic. And the anti-Sonic they were going to use is a hobo-looking anti-Sonic. He was supposed to be all dirty and scroungy and his boots were ripped. So originally they weren't even going to just straight up steal Pseudo-Sonic. They were actually going to introduce anti-Sonic here. And this is well before Ken Penders came on. So I think that's an interesting little tidbit.
I think it could have been a bit weird because like later on we'd be introduced to anti-Sonic or like Scourge. Technically.
Or I assume Ken Penders would just have to work with hobo anti-Sonic.
Which I doubt he wanted to work with, but oh well. It's just, I really have nothing to say about this issue. Like, I think the only thing that stood out to me was like the one joke that Antoine made about like, oh, I didn't know who he was because he was drawn in silhouette. It's like, whoa. But aside from that, there's nothing.
Antoine is a fourth wall breaking character.
Yeah, you remember when you said that Bonnie was extremely overpowered?
Yeah.
Yeah, she fucking one-shots Eggman in this one.
Well, yeah, that's why they have to push her out of the plot because she can solve any problem.
She literally just grabs Robotnik, flies to Robotropolis, and just like throws him right back to square one. So it's just, okay, nice. Sonic just didn't even have to do anything. And we just like realize that Sonic's allergic to poison sumac blossom, so that's a tidbit, I guess.
Like, Sonic and Pseudo-Sonic don't fight, so the cover's a fucking lie. It's clickbait.
Yeah.
Pseudo-Sonic isn't even like reprogrammed to be a good guy or anything. They just fucking murder him.
Yeah.
And throw him away. And these robots are seen to have sentience, so it's like, why would you guys do that? You could have reprogrammed him and made him a good guy, but I guess he's not worth life.
Nah, let's
like
just
he's
murder
not worth
him.
A living.
Why don't you? You can see the moral conflictions of the freedom fighters is very skewed in this issue without them realizing.
The backup story isn't really anything to write home about, but if I skipped it, Taylor would be upset because she actually really likes the needle bird. The Mobian needle bird.
Oh yeah, the needle bird, yeah.
I think this is a prime example of Sally being a cunt, though.
Yeah.
Even though other animals did turn out to be like spies and shit, she has no right to reject this animal in need just on the basis of it could be a robot.
I do get where she's coming from, but oh my god, she was absolutely relentless, and it's like, bro, calm down.
She is angry the whole story and even tries to assault the killer tree that grabs her, even though, like, what the fuck is up with the killer tree?
Apparently it's just been a tree that's been in the Great Forest for so long, and it's only now a thing. It's never been a threat to them before. It's just, in this specific issue, boom, evil tree. Why not? Just, what? Why?
I don't think it ever comes back. Like, we go full Evil Dead for no reason, and then it's never referenced again, and it never appears again.
Get used to that. I feel like there's going to be many things that aren't going to be referenced anymore.
There is a nod to continuity, because this will appear later. Robotnik has a freeze ray.
Ah, yes.
And that freeze ray actually does reappear. So Robotnik's freeze ray is something that stays consistent in the continuity. I like the little gag at the end with Sonic putting his head in the buff suit. People have used that all the fucking time.
Yeah. I will admit, like, I think the off panels are pretty alright in this one. Like, the first off panel was Crab Mead's basically saying, oh, here Robotnik, here's a really evil robot. And it turns out to be a dentist robot, and Robotnik's like, ah, take it away. Not even I would come up with something that cruel.
Actually, I think
It's just like it's cute. I like that.
I might have been wrong. I'm gonna have to double check real quick. I might have been wrong about the freeze ray because I'm pretty sure he calls it a freeze ray in this one.
I feel like he called it a freeze ray. I don't think he called it anything else.
He called it a freeze blaster in this one, and then the next issue, it's called the frost ray. So it's not even consistent.
Yeah.
Same device, different name.
Hell yeah.
Great.
We also have the other off panel, which is just like, oh, here's how to draw Sonic, and like once I got to the line where he runs away.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, oh,
that's funny.
Like, okay, the off panels, I feel like in this like comics that we are going to be talking about, they're probably the saving grace out of all of them, because the rest of the stories are just, we'll get to them. Just you wait.
Okay, I'm gonna summarize the first story of issue 10.
Sure.
I fucking hate the NURBS.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about them. I hate them. I hate this stereotype. I hate this fucking archetype. I hate this general story of forgotten society that hate other people. It's been done so many fucking times. Yet again, it was done in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, surprisingly better. With and Sat AM. It was done in both of the series. It was done in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog with the mole guy, and in Sat AM with like the fucking creature underground that hated humanity because Robotnik killed all of his people.
Yeah.
It's been done better in other Sonic media, and the NURBS are just fucking annoying. I don't like them. I wish they would never come back, and I kind of wish Robotnik would have squished them.
Yeah, I just feel like the NURBS just come off as just way too mean for absolutely no reason. I don't know. I just think that like apparent hatred that they have for the freedom fighters, despite never meeting them, is just nothing was added to them to like make them interesting. They were just, oh, you're above ground, we hate you, get out, and just them being like overly cynical and overly annoying. It's just, stop, go away.
I think the joke is we're supposed to hate them, but I think they tried a little too hard with that.
You succeed. Yeah, it's like one of those things where, yeah, you succeeded in making me hate them, but I don't want to see them redeemed. I want them gone.
There's a little panel with the Ninja Turtles that's pretty funny.
Yes, yeah. That's the only joke I remember. I actually have that in my notes. It's like, oh no, we're in the wrong comic.
I think Archie did have the rights to do Ninja Turtles comics at the time, so there was no legal problems there.
Ah, okay, so it's like a cute little nod. That's nice.
For the backup story, they call it Twan with the Wind, and one of the things that I instantly notice is that in Antoine's fantasy, where him and Sally have grown old together,
yeah,
Sally is a king with a mustache and a beard. I think that says a lot about Antoine.
Hey, Archie, they were progressive, so they gotta get in with that crowd.
This is another story where Sally is just cruel. Like, she is mean. She is constantly talking down to Antoine and shitting on him throughout the entire story. She is mean to Antoine. She did not approve of the balloon idea.
Yeah, I think everyone was mean to him. They were all fucking relentless to him, like, the moment, like, it crashed into the tree.
Yeah, but
like, everyone was just like, we told you this was a bad idea, stop it.
It seemed like her in particular, like, was being really mean about it. And I think this is, like, just a consistent thing with Sally, is, like, she is mean. Like, she is not a goody two-shoe character, which is what I hear a lot of people call her. A lot of people will call her Mary Sue, and I'm like, no, she can be pretty fucking cruel.
Yeah.
And I think this story and the one where Antoine named a boat after her are good examples of,
oh yeah,
she can be really mean to people sucking up to her.
Though I will say, like, this story makes me really like Antoine. Like, so far, he's one of my favorite characters. I did like how in this story, he's able to have a bit of the spotlight and is able to defeat the robots on his own, so that was nice.
This is how you make Antoine work. You don't write him to be a badass.
Yeah.
You make it to where his klutziness makes him win. To where his goofiness is the thing that made him, like, superior to his teammates.
Yeah.
For that example. I don't think Antoine should just be changed as a character. I think you need to be smart enough to figure out how to write Antoine to be a hero.
Yeah, I think the way they finished off that issue with having Antoine just continuously bragging and, you know, having the hot air in the balloon and stuff like that, I liked that. That was a nice, you know, perfect way to show off Antoine's character, so I liked that. That story overall was probably my favorite out of the issues that we've read, but considering the issues I have read, that's not saying much.
Okay, let's move on to issue 11.
Yeah, go nuts.
The cover shows Robotnik Inc. We love to pollute and it shows. I like that catchphrase.
It's never brought up again in the comics, I think, which is a shame.
We have a nice little joke of Sonic planning to murder Robotnik with explosives.
Yes.
Showing that Sonic is a terrorist.
Sonic, leftist icon.
And I think, yeah, this is the first time Sonic goes on the Cosmic Interstate. So, this is the introduction of Anti-Sonic too.
Yeah, he'd be later, to those who don't know, Anti-Sonic will later on be Scourge. He'll be brought back by Ken Penders, is it, or somebody else?
I don't remember if it's... he's not Scourge until it's Ian Flynn.
Right, okay.
But
okay.
I know Ken Penders did a lot with this. Is this a Ken Penders written issue?
I think it was actually Ken Penders who wrote this.
It is
issue.
Ken.
Yeah,
Ken is working now.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are at the introduction of Ken Penders.
Yeah, he's actually been introduced pretty quickly. It's like, and it's actually really cool because like when you read the issue, you can definitely tell that Ken wrote this because there's far less, like puns. There's far less jokes. There's actually like pretty good writing and good dialogue between the characters now.
An immediate lore building.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Crazy.
Anti-Sonic came in and he was fine. He was alright.
Yeah, I like the idea of Anti-Robotnik being a vet. Like, that's really clever.
Yeah, that's adorable, yeah.
I hate that he is still just red-eyed Robotnik, though. I wish that they would have redesigned him.
Mm-hmm.
When,
literally just make his eyes blue, and boom, you would have had good Robotnik.
With Ian Flynn, he actually did something clever, and I'll give him praise when he deserves it.
Uh-huh.
He made Anti-Robotnik be Kentobar.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kentobar from the Fleetway comics.
Yeah.
Like, he's just straight up Kentobar. I'm like, that's good. A skinny, nice Robotnik.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it should be.
The polar opposite. That's pretty cool.
I think the way that Anti-Sonic describes the universe is not how it works by the end of the comic. Because according to him, Sonic went to where everything good is bad. And if I'm not mistaken, there's just a bunch of different universes in the multiverse.
Yeah.
This isn't necessarily like the exact opposite of Earth. This is just another universe.
The thing is, it's weird because this is like the only evil universe so far in the comics, because if we go on later to like other issues, there's this whole story that surrounds all the multi-universe Sonics coming together, and only one universe out of all of them are evil, and it's Anti-Sonic again.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why there's only one evil universe, but okay. This is Sonic Archie. My standards for questioning stuff have gotten drastically lower.
But if you took this story at face value, they would make you think that the only other alternate universe is Anti-Mobius.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And as we see in later comics, there is a whole multiverse.
Yeah. That's where the comics get proper bonkers.
One thing I want to point out ahead of time is that the design of the suppression squad, or anti-freedom fighters, or whatever you want to call them, well, according to him, fighters against freedom. Yeah. That's a stupid name, but
I mean, hey, it gets the point across, so nice title, I guess.
Sally is still pink here, and they matched her up with red, which I don't like the look of.
No.
I don't like the red on pink.
Mm-hmm.
Tails is wearing gray and red, which oddly enough would still be the colors for him well later on.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Antoine is the only one that consistently keeps his design out of all of them.
Doesn't he like only wear like an eye patch or something?
Yeah.
That's it.
Eye patch and leather. That's it. He's the only one that stays consistent out of all of them.
Uh-huh.
And Boomer is just Boomer.
I think it's been changed to Rotor now. I think it's officially Rotor.
No, this one is Boomer.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, his name is Boomer.
Yeah, his name was never brought up. Okay.
Yeah,
strange.
Anti-Rotor is Boomer.
Don't they all have like they all have names, but I think
not in this comic, but yeah, later on it would be I think his name is Patch, if I'm not mistaken, Antoine's.
Yeah. Anti-Sally would be Alicia or something.
Yeah, it's her mom's name.
Yeah.
Tails is Miles, and Rotor is
How
Boomer.
original.
Yeah, very original. But yeah, really, the Sonic and Anti-Sonic story is kind of the background story to what's going on, because the main story was the pollution. And it's thanks to the good Dr. Robotnik that they're able to get a device that turns the pollution into bubbles.
Yeah.
And that device is never seen again.
Yeah, you'd think they would have held on to that, like, for future stories, but no, they don't.
No.
And also, Rhoda for some reason wants to put the toxic waste on toast.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really confused. It's like, what?
Rotor
Why?
is fucking crazy.
Oh, he's not right in the head for the first few issues.
I didn't bring this up in the last issue, but should we bring it up here, the child fan art in the back, or should we skip that?
I don't think it's really anything worth of note, so I think it's best if we skip it.
Okay, because it's just weird how they draw over it in MS Paint and make it look 10 times worse.
Hey, do you think the kids are gonna care? Because they got to see their art in an official comic book, so I don't think they're complaining.
The backup story is where all the freedom fighters somehow got caught by fucking coconuts of all characters.
Yeah.
And they're about to be blown up.
I remember nothing about that fucking story, I'll be completely honest with you.
It's solved by a fucking a puzzle, like a fucking maze.
Yeah, like the fourth wall. Yeah, now that I remember, actually. Did I take notes of this? Yeah, I did.
Sally mentions that she loves Sonic in this one. Like,
yep. She says, sorry boys, Sonic takes all 10 slots on my list. It's like, oh, okay,
yeah,
simp.
so they're a thing. They're 100% a thing, regardless of what people say. It's not, like, serious, but they are a thing.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Sonic
They're
just
definitely at the fuck buddy scale now.
Sonic just immediately saves everyone, so the end.
Yeah, the whole reason why Coconuts even, like, captured them was because, oh, I want to see how long I last against Sonic, because Bat Robot got 37 seconds or something.
Okay, you can talk about the second backup story, the Happy Birthday Sonic, the food for thought. You can cover that because it's weird.
Oh my...
It's fucking weird.
Where do I even start? It's just a story that's all about making food puns. That's literally it. It's just Sonic has a fucking food coma, and for some reason gets a nightmare about everybody being food. Like, you have Tails being a bag of fries, you have Eggman as a burger, fucking Sally as cream, I think? Sally as ice cream? Yeah. And just Sonic as a chili dog. He wakes up thinking, like, after this dream, he gets more chili dogs, and then he just eats more chili dogs, which just goes against what the fuck the story was trying to say. It's like, okay.
I feel like
nothing happened. Like, nothing happened. It's just food puns.
I feel like that story is like what the main writer wrote, and the plot-heavy stories were Ken Pender's this time.
Yeah.
And there is like, oh, fuck you, Ken. I want to write wacky chili dog shit.
You can very easily see, you can very easily see the difference in quality between Ken's writing and everyone else's writing. It's just night and day whenever Ken is on. Because when Ken is on, at least right now, the comics are objectively better. Like, you can't argue otherwise.
Oh yeah, it had an actual plot, and it at least established like anti-Mobius and shit.
Yeah, with most Archie stories before, it was just like, here's the story, here's what happens, boom, the end. With Ken, he'd have like, here's a beginning, here's a middle, here's the end. He has a full story, you know, gets to all its conclusions and stuff like that. It's nice. But the old comics, and like whenever Ken isn't on, it's just wacky stuff for the sake of being wacky. And that's about it.
Yeah.
So it just feels like you've just had a fever dream with no meaning at all. But Ken, it actually feels like you're reading a story, which is nice. It's a nice change of pace.
Issue 13 has... What the fuck is going on here? I don't even know how to describe this. Eggman's attacking the Great Forest, and then Sonic gets sent back in time.
Yes, he meets Snurge the... I don't know. What is it? The groundhog or something.
Why did he put a time teleporter on a fucking buzzsaw machine?
He wants to trap Sonic in a fucking just a trap. I don't understand. Of all the ways to go about it, why this? It makes no sense.
Also, this is gonna sound really stupid, but this is the Archie timeline after it's retconned.
Yeah.
According to Archie, this isn't the ancient past in our time. These aren't our dinosaurs. These are Mobian dinosaurs, which came as a result of the gene bomb that aliens dropped in space. So even though there are dinosaurs here, this is technically still our future.
What the fuck?
Yes.
That makes no sense.
Mobian dinosaurs are our future, and Sonic the Bog Hog is a future Mobian. Like, he is
What?
our future, but Sonic's past. Because this is after the gene bomb hit. If you want to believe the Archie timeline.
Yeah, I'm not buying that for even a fucking second, no thanks. That's stupid.
Or you could just say there is no canon and this is just a fucking stupid side story.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that, yeah. If I question the lore even more, I'm actually going to go insane.
I like that Sally and friends decide to just do a suicide attack
Yeah.
because they think Sonic is gone.
Just run straight in, yeah, like protesting and everything, and like the only reason why Robotnik won't fight back is like, oh, I was told not to run with scissors. Like, literally.
It's just such a goofy fucking plot. It is such a silly fucking story.
Yeah, again, and we go back to puns every like 3 pages, which is just like, yay, I do not miss this.
For the backup story, they have a frame where Sonic has blue eyes. So I wonder if Sonic was intended to have blue eyes or if that's just nothing. But this script is apparently co-written by Penders.
I think he definitely had way less control. Because it definitely shows.
It's still a bit more plot. It's like Eggman is trying to, or Robotnik is trying to destroy these birds' habitat, and Sonic has to stop him.
Oh, you're talking about the Cyril the Eagle plot?
Yeah, that's the backup story.
Oh, okay. Wait, no. Sorry, I thought we were still talking about the previous story plot. My mistake. My bad.
In the backup story, it's Ken Penders,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You know you usually know it's Ken Penders because Snively is all of a sudden here.
Yeah.
When the other writers don't like to use him.
He is always with him whenever Ken writes. I just realized that.
But they gave him such a short story. It just immediately gets resolved. Like,
Yeah.
it's there, and then it's immediately over with.
I definitely feel Ken's biggest strength is when he's able to take control of, like, stories with multiple parts. He's not really good at one-shots, I think.
And then we get a third fucking story. I hate 2 backups. It should just be one main story and then a backup. But we have another short story of Sonic saving animals from Robotnik. And there's this character, this Lynx character.
Yep, Larry
Lynx.
Larry the Lynx.
Or Super Lynx. Larry Lynx or Super Jinx. And
Yes.
apparently his whole thing is being unlucky.
Yep, and they do that whole trope where it's just like, let's get the character with bad luck and let them just win our fight for us. Why not?
Yeah, like Sally got a broken arm, Antoine got a broken leg, Tails got fucked, and
Yeah.
Rotor fucking hinting at his future to come.
Yeah.
Hurt his back.
I know like only tidbits about Archie lore, but I do know a big plot point later on is going to be Rotor's back. So I read that and I was like, get ready, Rotor, get ready.
No matter what future it is, Rotor has a bad back. No matter what, he ends up resigning as a freedom fighter. Even in Ken Penders' future comics, Rotor was just sitting in a chair all the time.
Poor guy. Just never catches a break.
Yeah, he just can't catch a break. And he just causes Robotnik to crash his car. That's it.
Yeah.
Robotnik is defeated by vehicular manslaughter.
Basically. Again, it's just nothing really happens. It's just here's some jokes, laugh, and if you don't, whatever, you won't remember this anyway, so move on.
Yeah, really fucking forgettable.
Yep.
Issue 13 has Sally eating a watermelon in the top of the comic cover. I don't know why. I guess she's the pit crew. It's a good joke on racing because it's a racing cover.
Hey.
Also, this is supposed to be a tie-in with Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah, why is the cover that way? I don't understand.
I don't get it either. And then this is the first time they introduce Knuckles, and they don't even have him on the cover.
And Ken Penders is writing it, boys. Get used to that whenever Knuckles is around.
You know Ken Penders is writing it because it says dedicated to our inspiration, Jack Kirby. Ken Penders steals so many ideas from Jack Kirby that you know Ken is involved if anything is dedicated to him.
Note to self for later on, I suppose.
Also, Sonic's airplane is green.
Yeah, what did you think of Knuckles' introduction, actually?
I mean, it's a pretty accurate it's a pretty accurate like portrayal of Sonic 3. They try to get the zones down. They try to get like the intro down. They show a boss, and then Knuckles shows up to be a dick, and it's basically what you expect. Knuckles is mad at Sonic because of a misunderstanding. Robotnik's trying to steal the Chaos Emerald, or the stone that powers the island. At this point, you can't blame Archie for getting it wrong, because Sega wasn't very consistent on what was going on in Sonic 3. The different manuals tell different stories. According to the manual, the floating island is full of Chaos Emerald.
Yeah.
So you can't get mad at Archie for fucking it up, because Sega didn't know what was going on in their storyline. How are they supposed to know that the Master Emerald isn't just another Chaos Emerald?
Yeah, that's true. It's just weird seeing like that one design of like the Master Emerald, even though it's just literally another Chaos Emerald. It's like, oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
This is not how I remember it.
So really, I think it's a fair introduction for Knuckles. It's a nice adaptation of Sonic 3. It tries.
Yep.
I think that they only had Sonic 3 to work off of here, though, because they don't seem to like work in any of the Super Emeralds or anything. So I'm pretty sure this is just for Sonic 3, not Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah. They also had like one cute little nod to like Batman comics, because they had like when Sonic and Tails are going out of the cave, there was a sign that said Gotham City 14 miles. It was cute. It was cute.
Another thing is they say, is Knuckles friend or foe? And that's kind of like the thing they build on Knuckles with as it continues on. Like, is he an enemy or is he a friend?
Yeah, I can't wait to see Knuckles again. He definitely left an impact on me personally.
Also, Knuckles has a cone head.
Yeah, he does. They stuck with the design from, I think the artwork, was it? Or was it a redesign of Knuckles? I can't really remember.
I think it was the European design of Knuckles had the pointy head.
Yeah.
And then the backup story is Space in Yo Face, and I hated saying that.
All of your white genes came out when you said that.
Robotnik has like this weird fucking
obsession with himself
device that looks like his it looks like his head, and it's just sitting there, and they're like, oh fuck, we gotta stop him, and it turns out it's a rocket, and they end up flying to outer space, because I guess that's what Robotnik wanted to do. And despite building that rocket, which was clearly the rocket intended to go into space with, he has another rocket that also looks like his face, so he can follow
Very
them.
convenient. This is either like serious plot convenience, or Eggman just knows the Freedom Fighters enough, or it's like, I'll have a backup ship just in case.
And they land on the moon, and Robotnik reveals that the backup ship, which was not the ship he planned on taking to the moon, is actually a robot.
It's a better ship, like objectively, so it's what? Why would you have the
but
first
it doesn't
one?
have arms.
Still, it's 2 legs more than their ship.
It just
so I don't know what to tell you.
It reminds me of like the ships in Steven Universe, how they all connect together, and if you don't have the arms, it's just armless. It's just another goofy fucking story. Like, he builds a sculpture of Robotnik, and Robotnik gets obsessed with it, and then explodes on him, and he's trapped under it. And then they're just stuck on the moon forever.
Yeah.
And they never leave.
Snively's just like, oh, I'll be here for a while. All I have is a spoon. It's like, okay, what?
So I don't know how they got back. I'm assuming that's just another story that doesn't matter and shouldn't be counted as canon.
I guess it was cool because they showed off one trait of Robotnik that we never really saw before, which is like his very, very large narcissism.
Oh yeah.
Like the narcissism was what got him defeated, so that was kind of interesting, but that interesting characteristic to Robotnik is inside a story that makes no fucking sense. So, okay.
And
well, what can you do?
The cover for the next issue 14, has Tails vandalizing it. And he spray painted to say "and Tails," and Sonic is very angry with him.
Yep.
So, yeah. And this story is what I call a fucking waste of potential. It had such a good idea, and then they fucking squander it. Like, they have Tails gain super intelligence from fruit.
Yes.
And instead of just saying he kept the intelligence, it wore off, and then it's implied that he might have later.
What?
It's implied later that he might have kept the intelligence. But it's like, why didn't you just say he kept the intelligence and then have him match up to his video game counterpart? instead of having the audience connect the dots that he might have gained intelligence from the fruit permanently.
Yeah, I don't understand why they just made the intelligence, like, temporary. I guess it was to show off the main message of the story, where it's like, just because you're intelligent doesn't mean that makes you the leader. Because, yeah, they really tried to hammer that home. Like, Sally was like, oh, you just because you're intelligent, you have no experience, so you can't be the leader. And I do like the way Sonic was actually able to outsmart Robotnik by fooling him into thinking that the metal was a bomb.
Oh yeah.
Like, I do like that. I do really like how they were able to show off that Sonic isn't just saying one-liners every now and again. He is actually intelligent. Like, he is able to get himself out of a tough situation, and the way, like, Tails was able to fool Antoine into thinking it was a bomb while he was getting lectured by him was really funny.
I love how you see his demeanor slowly break down. He's like, you're bluffing. And then he's like, it's a hoax, and you see a bead of sweat go down his face, and he's like, you won't go through with
3, 2, 1. I'ma do it.
And by the end, he's terrified, and he just lets him leave.
Yeah, it's great. It's really good. I think that was a saving grace to that story. I think, like, some of the jokes that Tails had was like, they did the fourth wall thing where he has this massive balloon of text, and Sonic is at the bottom like, shut up, Tails, your speech is like taking up this panel. It's cute. It's nice.
The backup story is fill in your own thing, so there's not much you can say about it. It's just nothing. You fucking write the comic, so there's nothing to talk about.
They've reached that stage. We've got no story here. You fucking write it.
It's just a waste of space.
I mean, hey, it makes our job more easy, so I'm not complaining.
The second backup, though, is the one where it tackles sexism, which is very weird. It's not something I expected.
The things that they made the doll say was so funny.
There's a bunny doll that...
It's so on the nose.
There's a bunny doll that Robotnik has that says, my place is in the kitchen. And the doll is labeled defective. I don't know who made it, but apparently it's defective.
It's so good. I love it.
The Sally doll says, math is hard.
Yes. Oh my god. I just love how they tried to make Robotnik just such a cartoonishly sexist person. It's so funny.
But they actually committed a grave sin in this story.
What was that?
If you go to page 23, they gave Crabme a mouth.
Yep. Horrid. No,
I know.
Don't do that.
Fucking
No,
terrible
no.
idea.
Look, I know the Archie comics are insane, but like, no, that's just a line you don't cross.
So I shit you not, Robotnik's plan is, because he thinks all women are like how Christian depicts them, he makes a mall. He makes a mall to trap them, but they fall for it, so I don't know how to feel about that.
We're in this post-apocalyptic world. Oh, look, a mall. Okay, nothing's wrong with this.
Like, the whole comic is supposed to be about how sexism is bad.
Yeah.
That's their big story, but, like, they fell for the mall trap. So...
Don't you think it would be more interesting if they just, didn't fall for an Eggman would actually have to try, but nope. Guess not.
But yeah, they miscolor Bunny's fist and make it the same color as her fur. That's funny.
Yep.
And they end up beating the crap out of Robotnik.
Yep.
And they close down the mall, even though like it wasn't really a mall to begin with. And the dolls say like fucking stereotypical feminist shit like, girls can do anything. Never underestimate the power of a princess.
It's just Ken Penders is writing girl power. You get what you expect.
Yeah.
So,
it's a weird, like, counterproductive story. The goal was to be pro-feminist, and in the end, it kinda insults its audience.
Yeah.
Moving on to issue 15. We see one of my favorite covers, where Robotnik is wearing a I love to pollute button. And it shows his whole little factory, and this is still using the comic book version of his factory instead of the SatAM version. So this is before the comic goes full SatAM.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the first story is really fucking weird because it establishes what would be later really important to Archie, that magic exists.
Yeah.
Like, Sonic gets magical stones from a magic frog.
Yep.
And they can do different things. And magic is something that canonically exists in Archie. Like, there are magic users, there are magical artifacts. So this is kind of building up the magical aspects of the Archie universe.
Yeah, and just the way like Sonic gets crushed by a boulder and it actually looks like he's fucking splattered against the curb. It's like, ah, okay, nice.
Oh yeah.
Was not expecting that.
I like that they went for a Ben 10 approach of he couldn't figure out which ones did what,
Yeah.
so he just had to improvise.
I do love when he did get the super strength one. I do like how he got a piece of rock, a dead tree, and actually like made a fly swatter out of it. That was really cool. I liked that. The way he defeated Robotnik was definitely very creative.
I like at the end, Sonic is looking for the magic frog and he isn't able to find it.
Yeah, he goes insane for a bit.
Everyone thinks he's crazy.
Give me magic frog, please.
For those who are wondering, there are regular animals in the Sonic universe. In the Archie Sonic universe, there are animals that weren't mutated by the evolutionary bomb. And there were animals that were affected. So there are regular frogs and Mobian frogs. They both exist at the same time.
So what you're saying is that the Mobians are the superior race?
Yes. In the first page of the backup story, what's the big deal? They forgot to color Sonic's legs and color the same color as his arms, so it looks like Sonic shaved his legs.
Yep. That's the coloring inaccuracies of Archie. Part of the charm. Why do they keep doing this?
This story is really just nothing. It's a bunch of fucking puns again.
Yep.
It's a bunch of puns. It's a bunch of poor coloring. It advertises a lunchbox and a fucking thermos that I actually do want. They do exist. I want them really bad.
So it worked, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
The whole story's point worked. It got you.
And then we cut to the other one, Animal in Magnetism. And it's a bunny story, which is kind of rare. We don't get too many bunny stories. But we see that Eggman has made a giant magnet, which is fucking stupid because every time there's been a giant magnet, it's been used to defeat him.
Yes.
So I don't know why he would make a giant magnet.
Yes, let's guess Robotnik, who wants the entire world to be metal. And just because he wants to capture the one metal fucking freedom fighter, sure, why not? That's totally not gonna, backfire completely in his face if he turns the vehicle the wrong direction. Oh wait, that's exactly what happens.
And then he sucks up all of his shit and it ends up caving him in. And if we look, we can see like a miscolored grounder on top of it. Like he has a blue body and a yellow head. So I don't know who the fuck that is.
It's his long-lost brother that will never be mentioned again.
There's a knockoff Scratch in the pile too, who has a blue body with white stripes on his neck.
It's Scritcher. Yeah, I just think that story was fucking dumb.
We're done.
Are we? I thought we had issue 16.
No, issue 16.
Oh, okay.
Issue 16 is where designs change.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that's it. That's where we're stopping today.
Yeah. All in all, what do you think of this line of comics that we went through?
It was a big pile of nothing. The only thing I could take away from it is anti-Sonic and the anti-universe and the interstate. That's the only thing that matters going forward. I can say that there's hints of magic, that there's hints of whatever, but it's not built up enough to do anything with. The Tails intelligence doesn't go anywhere for a long time. The magical shit doesn't go anywhere for a long time. There's hints of a plot here, thanks to Ken Penders being on and trying to introduce some type of story.
Yeah.
But there's still enough of the back issues where like nothing goes on, to where the little bit of an attempt of a story seems like it's like useless.
I had to read the comics twice in order to like try to remember anything to talk about. And even though I did read the comics twice, I still barely remember what happened in them. It's just, that's how boring and how much of nothing happens in these comics. So yeah, it'll definitely say, if this is probably our worst video, I'm sorry, but like we can't exactly make good content out of nothing. So we tried our best.
I couldn't even be fucked to call Robotnik half of the fucking time. I'm just kind of phoning this one in. Like, I really don't care about these stories.
If this doesn't show you how much effort we're willing to put into this episode, yeah, I think that'll be that's a clear indicator that we just really did not enjoy this.
The only nice thing I'll take away from this is that at least Ken Penders is trying to introduce a plot.
His stories are objectively the better stories out of all the issues we've read so far. So good for him.
And that's just because it's not nothing but puns.
Yeah.
That it's not hard to be the best writer in this group of people.
Yeah. But still, I did appreciate just the tiniest bit of effort.
I guess the first thing that's important to talk about is the Freedom Fighters got a redesign.
Yes.
Sally and a few other characters now will look like their Satium equivalent.
Mm-hmm. Sally now went from pink and black hair to now being brown and red hair, symbolizing what she is in season 1 of the show. At least that's what I remember.
And she sometimes has her vest. Even the cover confuses it, because in the top panel where she's making a little joke, she doesn't have the vest, but on the actual cover itself, she does.
I think this is due to probably just the comics being made at around the same time. So they probably went through a bit of a redesign, like in later issues. So maybe that explains the inconsistency, probably.
She doesn't have a vest in the first story either.
No, she doesn't.
It's weird. They're still working out the kinks in this.
Yeah,
but this story is classic fucking clickbait. And this is something that the story does a couple times over, is have a fake out wedding between Sonic and Sally, or someone and Sally.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying. It's annoying every time they do it, because like it takes away a lot of Sally's agency, and it makes it seem like she's just a prize for one male character to win. And I find it annoying that they always see Sally's story ending with a wedding, or trying to tease a wedding or something. It's sexist, and it's just a reflection of what it was at the time, and I never enjoyed it.
If you ever want evidence of Dylan not being a conservative, here it is, right there, clip it.
I just don't like that storytelling, and it's bad storytelling to make the female character always the one up for getting married.
Yeah, I agree. I did find it funny, though, when they were actually finding out that it was virtual reality. Sonic went back to his friends. It's like, oh, should I let them out? And you actually see Sally, hold Antoine's arms in marriage. It's just like, what? There's no connection between you two.
Yeah.
Did Antoine just cuck Sonic? Because if so, absolute Chad. It's fucking stupid.
For Uncle Chuck, I think this is the first time we've seen Uncle Chuck and Mutsky non-transformed in this comic, like non-roboticized. I think this is a first. They were in the mini-series, but they weren't in the actual one.
I was about to point that out. I did actually... This thing is, with this story, there's some parts of it that I really do like. For example, how it starts is like, oh, this is weird stuff. This is usually not how things go down. Only to find out that Robotnik, instead of just killing the Freedom Fighters, actually instead kept them in this virtual world where they can just live out their wildest fantasies. And it's compared to the other plans that Robotnik has, this one's really fucked up.
Yeah.
This is proper evil.
It's full on stolen from sci-fi tropes. Wouldn't be shocked if Ken Penders had something to do with this one.
Yeah.
It's been done a lot in media. It's known as the Paradise Dimension.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's been done a lot. Any show with any villain that's technology based will eventually do a Paradise Dimension. It happened with Superman too.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fucking common. I wouldn't be shocked if Ken had some involvement in this plot, because that's what Ken loves to do. And I guess other writers like to do it too, is just steal really popular tropes from other stories and other media and just throw Sonic into it. But overall, I'd say this is a good story. I like that Uncle Chuck is the Uncle Ben for Sonic and pulls him out of the delusion.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. And Alan Cal being there kind of hints...
Yeah, a little subtle nod to them.
Well, I think this might actually be them, and this could be them breaking through to Sonic. Because they are reality warpers. So they could be trying to communicate to Sonic and get him out of this delusion.
It's highly possible, yeah. I mean, aside from all that, the ending was pretty cool, actually. Having Sonic being able to, hack the whole thing and once again threatening Robotnik with, killing him again, which was great.
Yeah, I like that.
They tend to get a bit more intense in the Archie comics. I genuinely appreciate that.
I like that Robotnik can be intimidated.
Yes, I completely agree.
That's something that I like. He's not all powerful.
I always love that.
And this is the first appearance of Robot Uncle Chuck, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yes, it was actually shown off. That's his. Yeah, it actually is his first appearance. Now that I'm remembering it.
Mm-hmm.
And like the way it's actually shown off, it's like, oh yeah, clean up the mess. And you actually see Mutski and Uncle Chuck just like not even making human noises or Mobian noises per se, and they just like sound like deformed robots and stuff. It's actually, it was really impactful. I was really happy with it.
The second story, The Man from Hedgehog, it actually has really good artwork. The artwork is done by Dave Manick, and the inking is John, and I can't say his last name because I'm uncultured. And the script is by Ken Penders. No shock there. But the artwork is actually really fucking good. Like, it's really fluid. Like, you can see the characters stretch and bend. You can see the weight behind when Robotnik slams his fist on the table. It's really dynamic. It's really good artwork.
It's almost like a cartoon series is finally getting the cartoony feel of the artwork at long last.
Yeah, it's weird.
As opposed to everything being just fucking stilted.
And they start throwing in more Sonic 1 badniks out of nowhere. They're still colored incorrectly, but they actually have like Sonic 1 themed stuff. But then it just kind of turns into a James Bond parody out of nowhere, and that's where it loses me. Because like I said before, Ken cannot stay on track. He's always got to rip off something. And in this one, it's just James Bond, and it's played straight for James Bond. Like, it's literally just a James Bond situation. It sometimes feels like Ken didn't want to write a Sonic comic.
Yeah, I definitely see examples of that. I do apologize if my mic is inconsistent. I was literally just trying to find the charger from my laptop for like the past 5 minutes.
It's fine. I've just been talking.
My mistake.
They show a secret intelligence headquarters, and where the fuck would that be? How the fuck could it exist in a Robotnik society? Who does he work for if there is no government? There's just so many questions that go unanswered because they just wanted to do a fucking James Bond parody.
This is once again one of those times where the freedom fighters seem to have a bit more freedom than what the story is letting on. I think where it's just... The entire world is supposed to be taken over by Robotnik at this point. Every single person is like being constantly monitored, roboticized, or dead, except for the people inside the Great Forest. But it seems that now secret like intelligence agencies are now out there.
It's so
it's like,
inconsistent.
How oppressive is Robotnik really? Because I'm not seeing much evidence of it now.
And the secret intelligence employee, his name is Harvey Who.
Yes.
I don't know if he ever comes back, but I had to acknowledge that. Taylor's gonna freak out that there's an owl guy, so I had to acknowledge his name.
This is actually the one time where I will say that the pun used in like the running joke in the comic where it's like, oh, who is the leader of the secret intelligence? This is the one time where I think the puns were used right. And where it's like, once you read the whole story again, because I had to read it a second time to make sure I gather my thoughts, it was like, oh, so they did kind of expose who it was. But like, Robotnik just didn't catch on to it. Like,
That's
they
a good
even
joke,
did, like,
though.
Yeah, they did like cute little details where like they actually bolded the font whenever they mentioned who.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's so cute. It's clever. It's clever. If you want to write puns in your comic, this is how you would do it, honestly. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Moving on to issue 17. It is one of my least favorite issues. And I know oh god, I'm gonna look like an SJW. I'm so sorry, audience, but I hate that they take away all of Sally's agency and just make her a damsel in distress for the giant fucking King Kong ripoff.
But Dylan, it has to be faithful to King Kong, even though it's Sonic.
Why is it King Kong and not Sonic?
On top of that, why is it King Kong mixed with Frankenstein? It's like,
who?
What? Why did you combine these two fucking IPs?
Let me see who fucking wrote this. I need to see it. Where is it at? Where is the... I don't see a credits at the beginning.
Oh, they're hiding. They hiding. They didn't want you to know who fucking wrote this one.
Normally at the beginning they put credits on the title page,
Yeah.
but I don't see credits anywhere.
It's like, don't get me wrong, I do think it's sometimes cute when the Archie comics like reference other comics every now and again, but having the island literally called Scowl Island, it's like, oh, come on, you're not even trying now.
Do you know who fucking wrote this?
Let me guess, it's Ken.
Ken Penders.
Fucking knew it.
Every time they just rip off another thing, Ken Penders is there. And this is finally the part. This is finally the part where people realize I'm not a Ken Penders dick sucker. I don't like Ken Penders. He is a lazy writer. He comes up with really good world building. Usually world building he stole from someone else. But he can come up with really good world building. He can come up with really good ideas. But a lot of the times you just get this, where he just takes something from somewhere else and puts it in Sonic, and it doesn't feel natural. I don't care how he retconned Robotnik into somehow being able to make King Kong, even though it contradicts what we would learn later about Robotnik. Like, when in the timeline could he make King Kong? It has to be before he got kicked out of the Overlanders Society. But if he made King Kong, wouldn't they immediately kick him out for doing something like this?
I don't know, because I haven't read the issues yet.
It just seems so weird. And one thing I can appreciate is, way later on, when they do show young Robotnik again, he does still look like that. So I can appreciate that that's a consistent thing, that he has a thin black mustache when he's young. But other than that, King Kong is fucking stupid. It is so stupid, and it is such a childish idea. I get that this is a kid's comic, but the fact that Robotnik cares for anything is ridiculous. The fact that it's a giant monkey is ridiculous. The fact that he has to use bananas to tame it is ridiculous. It's so stupid.
When like you brought up the whole thing where it's like, oh, I know it's a kid comic, I am honestly getting absolutely sick and tired of hearing that excuse. It's like, look, I do get that stuff for kids doesn't always have to be like, you know, super deep, super convoluted, and always make sense. But that does not mean that you can just make something that's fucking lazy. I get that kids are easily entertained, but it's like, come on. Don't you think it would be much better if you made something that, like, you know, other people could enjoy as opposed to just kids? Like, why do you think so many people love, like, the Disney Renaissance movies so much? Like, those were for everybody. But, like, yeah, I just think, like, when people start coming up with the whole excuse of, oh, this is a kid's comic, and all that fucking shit, it's just, still put effort in. Don't just make shit up on the spot. Like, put some time into the stuff you're making, please. There's a reason why I fucking love people, like, you know, love the old kinds of kid shows nowadays, and no one talks about the new ones.
If you really, if anyone really doubted the whole, this story is sexist at the beginning, like I said, Sally, who is a capable freedom fighter, is saved by Tails, of all people, and when they do defeat King Kong, she immediately starts swooning over Sonic.
Yeah.
Even though Sonic didn't do jack shit. Like, Antoine had the plan.
Literally the only thing Sonic did was pack fucking heat. Like, he just takes out a fucking gun.
It was Antoine's plan. I'm pretty sure he was flying the plane.
Yeah.
Tails is the one who did the rescue. What the fuck did Sonic do at all?
He just shot King Kong, that was it. He helped with the plan.
But now in the backup story, we get something completely different.
Yes.
As far as I'm aware, it could be ripping off something else, but this story is completely original, and it's a really heartfelt story. I like the world building we get with Sally. I like the concepts we're given with Sally. I like the art style that looks more like Sad AM. I like everything about this. I don't know about the orb, though. I feel like the orb is kind of pointless. It's a MacGuffin, but it's an interesting concept, and it's something that I can get into, and it's a good cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That they find this orb, and they're wondering what it can do.
I do completely agree that, like, the tonal whiplash that we went from King Kong to this short little Sally story was so good. I absolutely loved Sally's characterization in this issue. I like how there was no big action and stuff like that. It was just Sally sitting down, all alone as opposed to usually being with her friends and stuff. And actually thinking back to the good old days where she didn't have many responsibilities and how everything just went to shit. And after all that, she's fucking depressed.
Yeah.
She's actually depressed that the world went to shit. She's depressed that her father is gone. She's depressed that she now has to take up the mantle of being the fucking leader of the freedom fighters at such a young age. Like, it's really genuinely good writing. Like, I was fully invested for once, which was very, very rare.
If you like that, then issue 18, they do the Sally's getting married thing again, so...
That classic quote. We went from super interesting writing with Sally, giving her many more dimensions, like than the other issues, to just going back to, oh, we're doing a wedding again, but this time, like the last time, it's just a ploy. It's a fucking trap.
The cover tricks you, and then they immediately reveal that it's a fake wedding. Immediately.
Yep.
So what was even the point? Like, if people open the comic, they don't buy it, like, sealed.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Sally has her vest in this story, even though she hasn't gotten her vest yet in the plot. So I don't know why she has her vest here.
Yeah.
It's weird. I can't explain it at all. She just has the fucking vest. She wouldn't get the vest until the Sally spinoff.
Yeah.
And I refuse to accept that the Sally spinoff takes place before this.
Like I said before.
I guess someone just didn't get the memo.
I think, like what I said before, maybe they were just working on, like, multiple comics at the same time, and then, like, details got mixed up.
Yeah.
It's highly possible, because, again, comics don't publish shit one by one. They, like, publish all kinds of shit at the same time.
Another thing I want to point out is at the wedding ceremony, and if I didn't bring this up, Taylor would yet again freak out. There is a penguin who is marrying them.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So there you go. There's the penguin reference. And
the penguin that almost got fucking sniped.
It looks like Hershey the cat might be one of the royal guards, but even though that fits in lore-wise, I can't confirm that's Hershey.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they found, like, this random character design from back in the day. It's like, alright, let's make this a character. Fuck it, why not? Let's make Archie even more convoluted, even though it already fucking is.
Robotnik shows up with some more Sonic 1 and 2 badniks. I appreciate the Sonic 1 and 2 badniks.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, the story is just kind of eh. It's non-eventful. It's not really that great.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Sally just swoons over Sonic again. Like, I get it that they're trying to make them an item.
Yeah.
But can you make it not this lame? Can you make it to where Sally has, like, charisma with Sonic instead of her just, like...
fucking swooning over him.
Yeah, instead of her just going all gaga over him. Like, she's her own character. And before this in the comic, before Ken showed up, she was her own character.
Yeah.
And I hate that when Ken shows up and Ken has control, she just becomes the girl.
Yeah.
like this is the first time that Sally is just the girl.
It is a shame, because I do think the earlier issues, they did an infinitely better job at just creating tons of banter between Sonic and Sally. Like, those are easily the best parts, for me anyway, where the two characters were just bouncing off of each other, because both of them had, like, an attitude, but nowadays Sally is more watered down now. Like, she does still have, like, bits of charisma, but it's nowhere near as, like, obvious as it was in the earlier issues. Basically what I'm trying to say.
And then we have the same problem we had last time with the backup story having a completely different tone and being far more well written.
Yes.
Like,
this one was my absolute favorite. I absolutely loved this story.
It's so good. It is such a good story. It like explains why Sally is so talented, why she has the abilities that she does.
It's just the little test that the character did, like her mentor gave her at the very end before she died. That'll probably remain as, like, my favorite moment in Archie so far, because they didn't really have to explain anything with words. It's like, oh, here's this little acorn. Once you got it, you'll know that you're ready. And what does she do? She just knees the old woman's hand and just snatches the acorn. Like, just like that.
It's kind of stolen from Karate Kid, but I'm glad you found it impactful.
Bro, it's so good. Like, they just did so much development for Sally in literally just 3 panels. It's amazing. I love it. And just a little heartfelt moment that Sonic and Sally have at the end, where it's like, oh, tomorrow's almost yesterday and there are many more tomorrows after that. It's good. It's so good.
It is. It's a really strong moment. It's a really this is how you bond two characters together.
Yeah.
You give them moments like this. You don't fucking do the King Gong shit.
Yeah.
Or the fucking mock weddings. You just give them genuine moments. Times where they help each other. Times where they're there for each other.
Like, yeah.
Also, who the fuck is that random squirrel watching them at the end? But other than that, there's like a fucking Mobian chipmunk here, and then a regular ass squirrel just chilling
I'll
there.
be honest, I didn't see it, but I was too focused on Sonic and Sally's bonding. But
Oh fuck!
¿Qué pasa?
I didn't realize that we were supposed to read the Sonic in Your Face special. We'll have to do that next time.
Oh yay!
We
fun.
won't do it here, but it said to be continued in the Sonic in Your Face special. So we're gonna have to go after that. That'll have to be a video on its own. We'll probably do the specials on their own.
Yeah, probably.
Because they're not mini-series. They're their own thing, and they have like a lot of different stuff included with them.
So yeah, hopefully that story is just as good as like the little snippets we got. Because those 2 short stories that I saw in the comics, instantly my favorite. I loved them. I love them so much.
Well, now we're getting to one of my favorite parts of the comic, where it actually starts building up the lore that would be relevant for the rest of the comic.
Yep.
And that is Night of 100 or 1,000 Sonics. Yeah, Night of 1,000 Sonics.
Yeah, 1,000 Sonics.
And it's actually a really good story. It's where a robot Sonic, half cyborg Sonic, comes from another
Terminator
dimension.
reference.
He comes from another dimension where Robotnik exists, and that's Robotnik who fully roboticized himself and turned them into cyborgs.
Yes. Already, that's just such a good idea. Like, oh, Robotnik, once he realizes that, robotization can actually be used against me, I have to roboticize myself and literally become God. It's great.
Yeah.
The stakes already were built up so fucking high. This is some good, this is good shit. World of 1,000 Sonics, this is where the stakes are done so well.
And there's so many different wacky knockoff Sonics in the audience. You can see so many different references. I feel like the story kind of falls apart when it comes to Robotnik's actual plan.
Yeah.
Because as far as I'm aware, he just wants the fucking giant hand, and he never explains what the fuck he's gonna do with it.
It's just...
he never explains, what's he gonna do with it? What does it do? What power does it give you? Where did it come from? What is it? It's never used again. It's never referenced again, so I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's MacGuffin number 25. That's basically all it is.
He employs the help of Anti-Sonic, and he ends up getting the thing.
Yeah.
And the Sonics end up working with the original Robotnik, the official Robotnik, whatever you want to call him, and they end up stopping him.
Yeah.
But it's a really good comic. You see so many different versions of Sonic. There's a Hulk Sonic, Beetle Sonic. There's too many to fucking name. There's Bat Sonic.
Yeah, he's so fucking prevalent. There's a Wolverine Sonic as well.
Yeah, they all team up and they fight against him. And unlike in IDW comics where they all just punch him and then they all take him down, he actually does hurt them.
Yeah.
He beats them up quite a bit, and it's only when they all fucking spin dash at once they are able to zip into him.
Friendship. If we work together, we can show him the real superpower of teamwork.
It's good to see him get a few effective hits in though before they beat the shit out of him.
Dude, the final panel where it showed all of the Sonics spin dashing against the giant robot. That drawing is so good.
Yes.
The amount I could not even imagine the amount of times the fucking artist had to draw a little tiny spin ball Like, there's easily, like, 50 of them on the page. It's such impressive stuff.
It wouldn't have been that impactful if he just came out of it unscathed, but instead of him just coming out of it unhurt, like fucking Metal Sonic,
Yeah.
he actually gets his whole body destroyed, and all that's left is his head. And Robo Sonic...
Which is taken back which is taken back to Robo Sonic's world. And, like, the way that they actually make sure he's never assembled again was fucking genius. I loved how simple it was. It's just like, oh yeah, just take this as a souvenir and go back to your world. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
I love that.
And in the next issue, issue 20, we have them doing another clickbaiting tactic.
Sonic
pretending
fucking
like
dying.
Sonic died. Yeah,
Yep.
like this is a fucking Silver Age comic or a Golden Age comic where you have to trick the audience to get people to fucking read this. And Sally doesn't have her vest again.
Yep.
Ken Penders didn't write this story at all. So that might be why she doesn't have her vest.
It also explains a bit of the downside in quality as well, because this one didn't really stick out to me as much, aside from the fact of, Sonic being caught in a fucking explosion, which is
Yeah, I think that this story is kind of bad.
Yeah.
Like, Sonic doesn't actually die. It's the classic cop-out.
Yeah.
But despite it being the classic cop-out, they go with him being invisible? Is it invisible or intangible?
Basically, from what I could describe, from the best way I can describe it is that, like, Sonic at first doesn't really exist, but then he slowly comes back into existence, where it's like he goes from being silent and invisible to then just being invisible, and then, like, eventually the visibility just wears off. Very conveniently, right after he pretends to be the ghost of his former self and threatens Robotnik with shit to, like, make him do exercise and have an Elvis Presley hairstyle at the end, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, the story is pretty fucking wacky, and that's where I kind of disagree with it. But,
Yeah.
like, is this Robotnik's attempts at making a Super Genesis device? It's never explained if that's what he's trying to do, but it acts like a Super Genesis device, and I don't know if that's what was intended.
I think,
Or if this is what inspired Ken or not, because it kind of acts like it, because the Super Genesis device, it can erase people from existence.
I think it is explained in the story where it's like, oh, I spread the rumor of my antimatter machine to just, get you here. I don't actually know if it works or not. I think that's what it said in the comic.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the antimatter machine is his first attempts at a Super Genesis device.
Possibly. I guess we'll never know.
Because it behaves very similarly to it.
Yeah.
Like, it lets off a wave of energy, and if you're hit by the energy, then you're wiped out of existence.
You're Thanos.
You can be brought back, so it does seem like it might be a prototype Genesis device, but it's never clarified later that that's what it was.
It's just that before, like, after issue 19, sorry, excuse me, I think, like, after issue 19, the stakes just got so much lower, and I was just nowhere near as invested. It's just,
oh yeah,
come on, just stick to it, please. Like, at least make it go over at least, a few stories, build up some suspense, where it's like, oh, is Sonic really gone? Will he ever get his body back? Could it, like, that could be interesting, but no. It's just, oh, Sonic just got caught in an explosion, everyone assumes he's dead. A few pages later, he's back. It's like, come on, please. You're good at stakes. Just give us some better shit.
They were gonna do a suicide mission again.
I know, right?
If Sonic dies, do they always just plan to kill themselves? Can they not function without him?
You see, Dylan, Sonic's the one brain cell that's holding them all together, and once he's gone, there's no going back.
Also, the story ends on a fucking pun.
Yep.
Exorcised by a ghost. Ha 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 ha.
Fuck you.
And then we get the Sally story, which is setting up the Sally miniseries, which after we look at this comic, we're gonna open up the Sally miniseries real quick and talk about that.
Yep, that's fine.
So we're gonna do the Sally miniseries here, but we'll do the In Your Face special some other time.
Yeah, because we forgot.
Well, I don't know how relevant it is to it. I don't really know what happens in the In Your Face special, but we'll
if we find out that it connects every single story so far, I'm going to be so fucking mad. No.
I didn't. The fucking the thing that I had, it didn't mention the in your face special. Let me look at the in your face special and see if it's relevant.
You can always trust it. You can always trust the Sonic fanbase to be fucking incompetent with like, oh, this is what you should read. Fuck this fanbase, honestly. I get some interview music while we do this. Some fucking like elevator music.
Oh fuck! It is kind of relevant. It shows her getting. It shows her getting her vest. Do you want to look at the in your face special?
God fucking damn it!
It actually wraps up the thing with the MacGuffin. Oh no!
Oh, piss off! This is bullshit.
Yeah, it's actually extremely relevant to Sally's story.
Oh, great.
And it explains where she got her vest from, even though her vest disappeared again. But still. So yeah, we see Sonic and Sally training in this. They talk about the orb. They talk about her mentor dying.
Yeah.
She gets her vest, which was one of the things that her mentor had left for her.
Okay.
And then the orb lights up, and it starts talking to her, and it's revealed that in the orb is Nicole.
Oh, so
And
that's
we find
where
out
she
later,
came from.
Yes, we find out later that the orb was sent from the future. It was sent from future Rotor, and he sent it back in time to help Sally and the Freedom Fighters win against Robotnik.
Ah, sweet.
But that's how we get to the status quo of Sally. She gets her vest from her mentor. She gets Nicole from the orb. And then they go and fight Robotnik, and it shows that she's extremely capable. Which is weird, because just the prior issue, she couldn't even beat King Gong or do anything against King Gong, but now all of a sudden she's the brains of the group. Out of nowhere, even though both of the issues are being written by Ken Penders, it makes no fucking sense.
I mean, I'll take overly competent Sally over incompetent Sally any day.
But yeah, she's doing this trial that her mentor told her to do. And she was supposed to go alone, but she took her friends anyway, and her friends help her do the trial. And
of course,
in the end, it's just a document telling her about how one day they'll succeed and they'll be the rulers. And this time it shows King Sonic. It shows Rotor making Nicole, so they already established that Rotor is the one that made Nicole in the future. It shows
his back is fixed. This isn't canon.
It shows Tails with glasses, and he just looks like an older Tails, which that's not how Tails looks in the future. Bunny is de-roboticized, which I've never seen any mention of Bunny in the future that I can remember. And when they do show her, she still has roboticized parts, usually.
Great. Inconsistency. How many inconsistencies did we add here? Like 50?
And then we see Sonic's kids.
Ah, yes.
This is just a glimpse at the future. Ken wanted it to be set in stone that in the future, Sonic and friends win and the kingdom is restored.
Yeah.
And even with setting this in stone, that this is guaranteed to fucking happen, people still undo it.
Sweet. As you do. God fucking damn it.
We get another story called The Mirror Zone, where Sonic and Tails go into another dimension, and it's supposed to be like a Tails-centric story.
Right.
It's really nothing great. It's just Tails fighting a robot. They're trying to make these characters more capable. And instead of giving them actual, like, development that feels organic, they instead just get a story where all of a sudden they're super capable.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work to their strengths. They're just given extra abilities. Like, since when can Tails immediately defeat an Eggman mech?
When was he ever
Never.
intelligent?
He's...
It was, like, consistently in the story that Tails was kind of dumb.
I can only fucking say that it's left over from the intelligence fruit. It's never said in canon that that's what happened, but I can only assume that.
We'll go with that, I suppose.
And that's the whole thing. That's the whole story. Those are the two things. Now we know how she got her fucking vest. Thank you, Ken Penders. I needed to know that. But we know how she got Nicole, which is actually useful.
Don't worry, guys. I'll have a much more refined opinion once I read this again. I'll do it next video.
If you find it weird, that all of a sudden characters are just changed, so it seems like they're going forward with their progression, get used to it, because that's what the writers will do a lot, including Ian Flynn.
Yeah.
They'll want the characters to go somewhere, and instead of slowly building them up and giving them an arc and actually exploring who they are and why they need to overcome their differences, they'll instead just become super capable and they'll be a different character.
Bit lame, but I can understand. I mean, you can only really do so many stories where Sonic saves the day.
Yeah. But speaking of super capable, speaking of super fucking capable, Sally before this wasn't really shown to be like a tech person. But now, on her own, she can disable multiple Robotnik technology.
She's packing heat.
And she's able to destroy a base on her own.
Yeah. And the only reason she gets into a bit of trouble is Jeffrey St. John.
This is Ken Pender's Mary Sue. I made a video talking about this. This is 100% a Mary Sue. And when people say that I like Ken Penders, they don't fucking know me. This is the laziest fucking character ever. I hate Jeffrey St. John. Jeffrey St. John is more interesting later when Ken isn't writing him.
Yeah.
Not when Ian Flynn turns him into a villain, when he actually has character development and gets married and shit. But right now, he's literally just the love interest for Sally.
Yeah.
And he's the cool guy. And it's so fucking irritating.
Just name anything that, you know, a typical spy adventure Indiana Jones wannabe can fucking be, and it's Jeffrey. Like, that's pretty much all he is. I can't really point out any flaws with him, aside from the fact that he gets rightfully called out by Hamlin pretty much every 3 panels. But, like, aside from that...
If it was any character that mattered that was calling him out, it'd be different. But who the fuck is Hamlin?
He's just a trainee, and he just wasn't taking any of Jeffrey's shit. I'm like, go on, Hamlin. New favorite character.
The backup freedom fighters are not real characters. They hardly ever fucking pop up.
Yeah, aside from Hamlin, I don't know any of the other guys' names, and I've read it
They're called
twice.
substitute freedom fighters.
Yeah.
They're called substitute freedom fighters, and I think one of them's name is Dylan.
Yes, you're correct, yeah.
Other than that, I don't know anything about them, and they're not relevant.
I also find it funny that Ken is trying to write Jeffrey as being like the love interest for Sally, and even though the story is trying to do that, the kiss at the end still feels like it comes completely out of nowhere. It's like, you guys shared no fucking chemistry. What are you talking about?
Ken pisses me off because every time he introduces a character, instead of just giving them something to work with Sally, they have to be the love interest. Monkey Khan is the love interest to Sally.
Oh, yeah.
Jeffrey is the love interest to Sally. And I know he didn't make Monkey Khan, but Monkey Khan, when he comes back, he's always the love interest for Sally. I'm sad. Who else was
I'm sad because Monkey Kong was like my favorite characters and like design-wise. God damn it. Why you gotta fuck up my boy like that?
Oh yeah, Knuckles. Ken Penders 100% wrote Knuckles, and he's also portrayed as a love interest for Sally.
I'm sorry, what?
Everyone is a fucking... Yes,
what?
Knuckles is portrayed as a love interest for Sally when he's first introduced, and they established that they had a thing when they were kids.
What?
But they decided to just be friends. What? And I don't like that everyone is royalty, and they're all wanting Sally.
Ken is literally that fucking guy that sees like a guy and a girl together and goes like, couple. Heaven forbid a guy and a girl can just be friends. Heaven forbid.
Well, he doesn't know how to make other men relevant to the comic unless they want to steal Sonic's girl. And that's just sad. It's sad that he sees characters like that.
It's so lame.
It's just a sexist point of view from the 90s. And I'm gonna sound really fucking SJW this review. But that's the truth of it, is that it's just a sexist mindset where you have to make a male character relevant to the female character, so you just make them want to bang each other.
I swear to God, if I get comments of some people calling you a conservative, I'm gonna laugh so fucking hard. Oh my God, you're going on more of a fucking rant than I am, and I'm usually the more left-leaning out of the two.
Oh, and I'm gonna say this now. Whenever Sally is wearing a purple vest, that is not her. That is a robot.
Yeah, I realized that.
Yeah.
I was like, why did they change the color? And then it's like, it's explained later on.
That was not intended. Originally, she was supposed to have a blue vest. Both of them were going to have blue vest. but they changed it to where the audience could tell.
I mean, yeah, I could completely understand, yeah. I think, like, more questions would have been raised if it wasn't for the fact that the vest was purple. Because then, like, and, like, it also works to the comic's favor because it then, like, makes the reader ask questions, which makes them want to keep reading. Which is like, you know, Comics 101, like, never bore the reader.
But it is kind of bull that some of the development that Sally gets in this Sally story isn't even Sally.
Gone. Yeah, literally.
So a lot of the story is just Sally being the damsel in distress and not even fucking doing anything. And Robo Sally does most of the badass shit.
You gotta love Sally being downplayed in the last few issues that we're talking about.
And if you want to argue,
she was one of the more competent ones, which is a bit unfortunate.
If you really want to argue, it seems like Hamlin and fucking Jeffrey are just fighting over Sally.
Really?
Like, you can argue about that. I know that he doesn't like how Jeffrey performs, but it is a discussion about Sally that they decide to start trying to fight each other.
I don't know. I don't think I agree with that. I think I just see, like, I just think Hamlin just fucking started fighting Jeffrey because it doesn't... Literally the first time they met, Jeffrey beat the shit out of him. It's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I think I'd be kind of pissed off of the person as well for, like, throughout the fucking time that they're there.
Yeah. But yet again,
I don't really see him going gaga over Sally.
Well, no, I don't
didn't see any moments of that.
I don't think that he's going gaga over Sally. I don't think Hamlin has anything with Sally.
Thank
but
God.
It is a discussion involving Sally. It seems like no matter what, all the conflict revolves around a woman.
This does remind me of the time when, like, there was a big discussion over if Sally was, like, a Mary Sue or not, and I think you did a video about it, like, pretty much explaining...
Yes, I did,
yeah.
And I said that she isn't because she's really capable. She's really... she can hold her own. She's a flawed character.
Yeah.
She has a lot of issues. When I say that she's not a Mary Sue, I'm not saying that the comic isn't sexist, or I'm not saying that the comic has really good writing. I'm just saying that she isn't a Mary Sue by definition.
She's way too flawed to be a Mary Sue from the issues that I've seen.
Yeah, she has too many issues. There's a lot of times where she's not capable and she gets her ass kicked or she's completely useless.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen to a Mary Sue.
Yeah. I think, like, the main people who, like, talk about that are the people who just didn't really rate the comics and just have a hate boner for Sally for whatever the reason.
It's because she's with Sonic. That's the only reason they need to hate her.
Big brain topic discussions in the Sonic fanbase, which is why I rarely make fucking Sonic content anymore.
In the end, they end up pulling the old switcheroo, and the plan to roboticize Sally was a failure, and the robot ends up blowing up.
Yep.
But one thing I want to point out is, it's issue 2, page 28.
Uh-huh.
Robotnik is seen petting a cat. Robotnik does not own a cat. He has never owned a cat. He never owns a cat after this.
Ken saw a few Bond movies and went, Robotnik.
Either that or Dr. Claw.
That's the only explanation I can come up with.
It looks just like Dr. Claw's cat. I don't know if that was the intention or what, but just stop doing stuff, Ken. Stop ripping off shit.
And obviously it turns out that Jeffrey is a double agent because heaven forbid this fucking weird character isn't a villain. Heaven forbid.
I'm glad that they did that, though, and I'm glad that they made him like some type of Secret Service, and that they always try to hint that he could be something more. But it's always a cop-out. It's always meant to be a cop-out. Jeffrey is meant to look suspicious. He's meant to be a rogue character.
Yeah.
But he is always meant to be a hero, too, because no matter what happens, they always verify, yes, he is a hero. In this, it's like, yes, he did help Sally. He did save the day. In the future...
Like him.
In the future, when they doubt if he was actually a Secret Service member, they establish, yes, not only is he a Secret Service member, his father basically made the Secret Service squad of the Kingdom of Acorn. So, yes, he is a Secret Service member, and he is a good guy, despite him being a dick and acting like a villain.
Just didn't like him. I just did not like this character.
Oh, he is a Mary Sue at this point, 100%. I'm not going to defend that.
Yeah.
He has no flaws. Whenever characters dislike him, it's always painted in a light of
jealousy.
That character is dumb, and Jeffrey is actually the smart one.
It's either Jeffrey's smart or it's plain jealousy, which is really what Ken is trying to get across with Hamlin, but really all I'm getting from Hamlin's dialogue is that, yeah, Hamlin's got a point.
And Jeffrey gets all the best lines. He gets all the best action scenes.
Yeah.
Sally just kicks Robotnik. That's the only accomplishment she gets here.
He always has to be the one that gets the last laugh or the last jab in. It's like, bros, fucking stop.
And
You're not Sonic.
This isn't relevant because it happened out of comics and it happened years after the comics ended. But Ken even wanted him to fuck Sally first. So I think it's safe to say it's safe to say that Jeffrey St. John was a self-insert Gary Stu. 100%. I'm sticking to that. I don't care what anyone says. Jeffrey is an older male character, and he is designed to be cooler than everyone else around him and get the girl.
Yeah.
So he is 100% a Gary Stu. And when Ken writes him, he has no discernible flaws, and he's always right.
I did find it really annoying how the Sally miniseries was meant to be Sally's own adventure, but the titular character was overshadowed by Jeffrey. That just fucking annoys me to no end.
That's why I said it's extremely sexist. I don't care if people... I know I'm not a fucking SJW, so I don't care, but it's extremely sexist that in the Sally miniseries...
I'm gonna have a tally in this video, just counting the number of times you have to fucking disclaim that.
Well, I know the crazy the crazy Ken Penders fans are gonna try to excuse it, that I'm some type of fucking crazy
they don't watch
leftist.
my channel, you should be fine.
They're going to. But
Alex will fucking find us like oh god.
The big problem is that they sidelined the female character and didn't make her a strong, independent woman and make her useful to the plot. Instead, she's a damsel in distress the whole fucking comic, and it literally ends with her kissing the guy who did everything.
Yeah, and having her like questions like, oh, does my heart have a place for like 2 people instead of 1? It's like, Sally, you've met this person for like what, 3 days tops? The fuck are you talking about?
One day tops, because she was fucking frozen.
Even fucking worse.
It's stupid. It's full on stupid.
I think the clone of Sally was having more screen time than with Jeffrey than Sally herself. Fuck Sally.
Sally wasn't even in the Sally miniseries, and despite the comic cover showing Sally and Robo Sally fighting, they never fight.
This is bullshit. I like went into this discussion going like, the Sally miniseries was fine. Now I'm just like, now that I'm really thinking about it, I'm like, wow, this is shit. This was shit.
I hate the Sally miniseries. I actually do. And hate is a strong word. I hate it. Sally is a good character who deserved better, and she didn't get a spin-off book, unlike fucking Knuckles.
Yeah.
And it's really sad, but I'm also really glad because Ken can't write for Sally. He really can't at this point. He doesn't know who Sally is, and his version of Sally is literally just a prize to be won. It's hardly ever that she's capable. It's hardly ever that she can do shit. But then all of a sudden, she gets like a bunch of backstory. It's really good. Like, she gets like development out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But then she still needs a man to help her. If she's the fucking savior of the freedom fighters and she has a supercomputer that can do anything and is trained in martial arts and can do all this shit, why does she need men to keep doing everything for her?
It's definitely the 90s staple of strong, independent woman, but not really.
It just really confuses me. But next issue is where
we're done
shit
talking about
picks
this
up.
series. Short, fuck this series.
Issue 21 is where we get Spaz. Spaz is finally an artist in the comic, and it is so fucking good. The story is good. Everything is good. Like, it picked up. The only complaint I have, and this is such a fucking minor complaint, is he gives Snively eyebrows, and it never looks good. I hate it. I don't like Snively with eyebrows. It bothers me.
Aside from that, though, that artwork, like, I saw the massive jump in quality. Like, not only were the drawings and the posing better, but Spaz is more than willing to experiment with paneling. It's like there's no real 2 pages that look the exact same when it comes to, like, panel layout. He always tries something different. It's amazing. They're always so much more compelling to read.
The foe that Sonic is fighting is actually really interesting. It's a shape-shifting robot.
Oh, I absolutely loved this villain.
It's basically Neo Metal Sonic before Neo Metal Sonic ever fucking existed. It predates him by almost 10 years, if I'm not mistaken.
It's possible, yeah.
And it is such a It is such a cool idea, and just like with Neo Metal Sonic, it ends up betraying Robotnik and seeing him as useless.
Yeah.
It's such a cool way to get rid of a villain that's impossible to beat, is to Dr. Manhattan them and make them leave.
Yeah, I will be honest, when I saw that page for the first time, like, holy fuck. Is Robotnik dead? He just got fucking sniped.
It's such a good story, and it's such a good cop-out, and I loved every minute of it, and it was solely written by Ken Penders. How does this happen? Like, he is such a confusing writer to talk about, because sometimes you get the absolute fucking bullshit from him, and then sometimes you get a magnificent story like this. Like, this isn't me over-exaggerating. This story is fucking good.
Yeah.
It is good. It is the best story in the comic to this point.
It's like, you know that Sonic was at his last fucking whim, where when he was like convincing Eve to leave, when Tails asked like, oh, why'd you do that? He's like, I literally just took a gamble. Like, Sonic usually never fucking does that.
It's good.
He knows exactly what he's doing. He's always in complete control of the situation. In this issue though, no. He had to improvise. He had to basically go, fuck, I cannot beat this robot. What can I do? It's so good. And like, Eve herself was so fucking intimidating.
Such a good concept. It's such a good idea.
Just like the way, I just love how the way to defeat Eve is to not defeat her, just to make her not interested in Mobius, so that she can go out into the cosmos and be free.
And she's a reoccurring character. She comes back later. This isn't a one-off.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. That was also amazing about the story as well. It left on a bit of an ambiguity, like, not only did you question, oh, is Robotnik dead, you're also questioning, when's Eve gonna come back?
Mm-hmm.
Is she gonna come back and like destroy the world and stuff like that? Because in like this issue, Sonic couldn't do anything at all. The only thing that he could probably do at this point is just, you know, hold her back a little bit. Aside from that, Eve is fucking... She's kind of like Thanos in like levels of power at this point. It's amazing. It's so good.
And when we switch over to the next story, the next issue, it immediately shows that Robotnik's coming back. No one's shocked. I'm glad they didn't fucking try to build it up.
Yeah.
But we cut to the future.
Yes.
Where everything is happy and Sonic has won the day and Robotnik is dead. And Robotnik is teleported there to the future.
Yeah.
And apparently he didn't die, but he's immediately teleported away again. And it's revealed that it's Robo-Robotnik who saved him.
That's cool.
And Robo-Robotnik is trying to live out his ambitions through Robotnik. And Robotnik is still just using Robo-Robotnik as a safety net.
This is just such good fucking villainy. It's such good villainy. I love it so much.
And I don't know if it's revealed here. I think at this point he said that his brain is in a satellite orbiting the Earth.
Yeah, it was revealed here, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Later on, he ends up nuking the Earth.
Oh, fuck.
And all that's left is that satellite.
Oh.
Yes, he ends up nuking the entire planet, killing the Mecha Sonic, killing the Cyborg Sonic.
Shit.
And that's just how extreme and capable Robo-Robotnik is. And he is so well written, he is so well developed. I'm glad that they do stuff with this character.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they give summaries of Archie, because they didn't fucking read it, when Robo-Robotnik comes back, they're like, this is just a character from a long time ago. He didn't matter. No, he did matter. And he was developed.
He was a multi-dimensional threat. I think he kind of fucking matters.
Yes, he is a reoccurring character, and he does show that he is still watching over Prime Mobius.
Yeah.
He is very capable, and he is not just a one-off character who comes back because they need a Robotnik.
Yeah.
He is more than that. And if you guys have been on my channel and watched my videos, I've referenced this comic, and I wanted this to be what IDW would do during the Metal Virus saga, where it would be a backup plan in case Robotnik dies. Well, that's what's done here. When Robotnik is presumed dead, a backup plan is kicked in where all of his robots are sent out to destroy the entire planet, kill all life on Earth, or Mobius, whatever you want to call it.
It's activated by certain code words that Snively has to say, and that's how it managed to happen.
Yes.
What I think made this issue so good for me was how it ended. Like, if I'm remembering correctly, it's basically Snively is going off about Robotnik is like, oh, are you going to try? It's like, why did you stop this? Why did you prevent us from ending the world? And Robotnik, instead of like, doing the usual of just accepting his failures and going back to Robotropolis, he twists this around and tries to get under Sonic's skin by going, I'm the reason you're alive. I could kill you at any fucking point now. Your history is now in the palm of my hand, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'll decide when we fight next, not you. I loved that so much.
Yet again, this is where Ken Penders is excelling, and I don't know how.
Right?
I don't know how it happened, and this is where I have to explain myself. I was just shitting on Ken Penders, and he deserved it. I'll shit on anyone when they deserve it.
Yeah.
But now he's being a magnificent writer, coming up with really amazing concepts. When Robotnik comes back, he doesn't just say the code word and they all stop. He blows away his own robots with a gun.
You dare aim at your master? It's like, that's so fucking cool.
It's so intimidating. It's so cool.
No one means anything to Robotnik. It's incredible.
Spaz's artwork is amazing, and it really just ties it all together.
Yes. Oh.
It's just such a
His
good
artwork,
comic.
It just gets better every single time. Because, like, in the last issue, he, like, his anatomy with, like, proportions of tails is a bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's, like, fucking perfected it. Like, there's no real bad drawing whenever Spaz draws the comics. Just the writing, the art, everything about this specific issue was so good. They made Robotnik a legit intimidating villain, which I greatly, greatly respect.
Since Ken Penders has fully taken over the good stories in the comic,
Yeah.
Angelo DeCesar has now been demoted or pushed to doing the backup story. And the backup story shows why Angelo DeCesar isn't really that good of a writer.
Yeah.
It's just kind of boring. It's just...
This was the Sir Run-A-Lot story, was it? Or
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Again, it's just
fucking-
a puns. It's puns once
Yeah.
again.
The Sonic and the Black Knight fucking story.
I guess that's one way to describe it. It's weird because we now went from because we did mention the Tonal Whiplash before. Now it's really good story, meh story nowadays.
And when it comes to this, it makes me question if it was the other writers who were writing with Ken making his story suck,
It's possible.
and Ken's actually a good writer, or is it just possible that every now and again Ken turns out an amazing story and he's not that great of a writer?
Ken Penders is just like DreamWorks, right? They usually make okay to shit films, but on occasion they make something amazing. I think that's the best way to describe Ken.
Yeah.
At least so far.
But yeah, this backup story was uneventful and it sucked. It's just a fucking one-off tale.
Yeah.
And
Just for the kids.
it is established later. That that story that Sally is telling Tails is actually a different dimension. I don't
fucking
care.
God.
I just
What?
thought I'd bring it up here. It's stories from another dimension. They actually exist. Just accept it.
Of all the fucking things to create more convolution, why the fuck would you choose this? It's a... What?
Yes, that dimension exists.
It's a moral fairy tale. What the fuck?
And now this almost proves me right that Ken Penders might have not been just ripping off shit, because in the next issue, we get a full-on rip-off story where it's just a common sci-fi trope again.
Uh-huh.
And it's the guy who exists up in space, who wants to capture people, turn them tiny, and like hold on to them. It's that typical story. It's been done in Jimmy Neutron, for God's sake. Like, everyone has done this story. If you're a sci-fi property, you've done this story. I think it started with Star Trek. I could be wrong, but I think it started with Star Trek, and everything else has done it.
They try to make a little commentary of fucking, I don't know, racism at the end.
Yeah, Rick
Which
and
is just
Morty's
like,
done this
what?
story. That's how overdone this story is.
This is just one time where, like, I was reading this comic, and I was like, did Ken really write this?
No, he didn't. It's
Oh, he didn't? Oh, he
no,
didn't.
it's solely someone else. It's
Uh-huh.
100% not Ken. Like, he had nothing to do with
sorry.
the script at all. It's all Angelo
explains
DeCesar. It's
Yeah.
all Angelo DeCesar for this one, so I can't blame Ken for anything. So I'm wondering if, like, the prior issues where it's, like, co-written by Ken Penders, how much did he actually do? Is he actually ripping off? Because later on, when Ken has full creative control again, he'll just rip off shit. He'll steal Robin Hood and the stories of Robin Hood. He'll rip off stories from the Bible. He'll rip off a lot of shit.
Yay.
And it makes me wonder, it's like, are they both rip-off artists? Is this just something they both do?
They're just collage artists and writers at this point, and it's like, why? Sometimes the stuff you make are great, and other times it's just shite.
But the backup story is actually really good. I like the backup story. It was written by Angelo DeCesar, which is weird because he just had a story, and then this one is better than the last one that he just did.
Yeah.
And I like that we see Bunny in a little dress. It's cute. I like it.
Oh, this one right behind, fucking, what was the other story? When Eggman won. Don't know what the name is. But, like, right behind that, this is my favorite story of the issues I've read so far. Because of just how fucking wholesome it is. It's just, yeah.
I like that they take Antoine on his own mission, and instead of just making Antoine super confident and super competent,
Yeah.
they work up to his faults, and he only wins because he's clumsy. He only wins because he's cowardly. He only wins because he's lucky.
He also wins because Bunny was there the whole time.
Well, yeah, that too. It makes it to where Bunny is a strong, capable character and help the man. That's a nice twist. I like that.
Hey, Ken, this is how you fucking do it. Take notes.
That's a good moment for Bunny, and it's a good moment for Antoine. He just was in the right place at the right time and had the right friends to help him. That's really good.
And it was just at the very end when Antoine knew about it, like the whole time, because he knew like he wasn't doing a great job and he fucking succeeded, and just goes around and just goes like, oh yeah, thanks Bunny, like thanks for the little secret, and just fucking gives her a quick peck on the cheek. That was so fucking cute. It's so cute.
It's a nice way to build them up too. It's not like a big smooch. It's a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, it's just like a thanks bud, appreciate it.
It can be seen as friends. It can be seen as more than that. It's nice and ambiguous.
Is it genuine romance or is it just another French stereotype? It's questioning. You'll never know.
I like this. And
I love it.
What disappoints me is later on, when they want to change Antoine, they make him super capable and they make him really serious. And I wish that they would have kept writing him like this, because this is good. It plays up to his faults and it makes his teammates help him.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than Antoine become fucking Solid Snake. It's
God.
better. It helps keep his character intact rather than him just say, oh yeah, me being goofy, that was just because I wanted Sally. It's 1,000 times better than that.
What?
Yes, he reveals later on that him being goofy was just him trying to impress Sally, and that he's not actually a goofy klutz. He's actually a super serious, capable royal guard.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. That is bullshit.
And I hate that retcon. It is stupid. That retcon is terrible, but we're not there yet. We're at yet again another really good story, and it uses the Suppression Squad, or the Anti-Freedom Fighters. And it's Ken Penders and someone else writing it. So I don't know if this is a ripoff because Ken Penders is here, or if it's just this Mike guy who keeps ripping off shit. But maybe they're all just ripping off shit.
You see, they're both ripping it off, so now it's like a little less obvious. Because they're just fucking cramming other shit in.
But it's weird how many scripts that Ken Penders is involved in that just has full-on plagiarism of common stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the typical evil twin trope. It has them causing havoc on the townspeople, and people think that it's them, and it's revealed at the end that it's not them, and they beat up their evil twins. But it has a nice thing of, and I think this is one of the first stories to it, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, where they have to trade off and fight different foes in order to defeat them.
Yeah, it's like if you can't fight yourself, fight someone else.
Yeah.
And like the fact that it worked so effectively was really cool. But like, when you brought up the whole, all the evil twins, like, you know, do some, you know, stupid shit, and the townspeople immediately assume that it's the good guys doing it. In the context of the Archie comics, this makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Oh, yeah,
because it's like,
definitely.
Why the fuck would Sonic and the Freedom Fighters, after everything they have done to save your fucking asses, just all of a sudden be jerks? What would drive them to do that?
Not to mention, that's your fucking princess.
Yes.
That's your princess. She leads you.
It's like, what?
Also, there's this really funny bit where it shows how insecure Anti-Sonic is.
Yes.
His photo on his wall says "My Hero," and it's a sad photo of him.
And on
And
the
then
fucking
on
desk,
his desk,
scratched. That's like fucking
Sonic-
different name.
It has Sonic plus Nicole,
yeah.
Sonic plus Bunny, Sonic plus Sally, and Sonic plus Sonic.
Oh, the insecurity. It's so good. I love it.
And not to mention, it shows that Anti-Sally beats him up.
Yes.
She is abusive towards him, and that's why they don't have an actual thing going on.
Yeah.
Because they're constantly fighting each other. They hate each other.
They just stick around because, you're the only one that can kick back. I think that's what she directly says.
Yeah. It shows that they can't be compatible with one another because he wants someone that will idolize him and someone that will be under him. Meanwhile, Sally is just as capable as him, and he doesn't like that, and she doesn't like him, but there's no one else around, so they're together.
When you really think about it, Anti-Sonic is quite tragic.
He's always
Very
tragic.
tragic indeed.
He is a very
Yeah.
interesting character. And when they turn him into Scourge, he gets more character development. And I really think they were going to
Oh, he
redeem
does?
him. Yes.
Sweet.
I really feel like they were going to redeem him. I hate that they turned him into Scourge because I don't think him turning green is an interesting concept.
He got it because he absorbed energy from the Master Emerald, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the character development is good though. And Scourge is a very interesting character. Anti-Sonic is a very interesting character, and I like what they do with them. But here it's just a typical story. But there's a lot of underlying shit that you can think about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little details that's very interesting. Also, I'm gonna say this now. I think I said it in the last one when I brought them up. Patch, the Anti-Ant one, he has 2 eyes. He just wears an eye patch.
Oh, I don't think you mentioned this before. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. I thought I did when they were introduced, but
New
yeah,
trivia.
Patch, he has 2 eyes.
So he's just full of shit. Cool.
Yeah, he just wears an eye patch to differentiate himself. He's not blind.
All right, cool. Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's really good artwork. It's a decent story, really cliched. The fight scene is good. I would say overall, it's another good issue.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Now we end on a magnificent issue. Issue 25. This is where we're ending today's retrospective, and it is so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
The art is done by Spaz again.
Yes.
The only complaint I have is that Metal Sonic has a mouth and can talk. But that's not really his fault. It kind of looked like he had a mouth on the cover of Sonic CD.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like that. I like the way he draws Antoine, though. I like the way Spaz draws everyone, really.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to find credits here. Where the fuck is the credits? I'm assuming it's Ken Penders that wrote this.
Yeah. Can I also say that, like, the difference in the art, like, especially when it comes to, like, how cluttered it is, it's so much more, like, packed in the pages now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's just so much more, like, panel variation. There's so many more different expressions. It's now, as opposed to, like, seeing the white border most of the time, sometimes in some pages you can't even see it. Like, these pages are so cluttered. Like, it's great.
One of my problems with Spaz is, and I know this is a compliment for a lot of people, but I think he does too much detailing. Too many lines, too many small details that you didn't need to see. Like, there's so many stripes on Robotnik's robotic hand.
Yeah.
There's so many little fucking sketches everywhere. Every little detail on the walls.
Why is there, like, a super detailed drawing of fucking... What's that, Ryu from Street Fighter? In, like, one panel?
It's weird. Like, there's just so much hyper detail that it kind of irritates my eyes. But
yeah.
Other than that, it's a really good story. It's a faithful adaptation to Sonic CD. I like that Tails tries to go off on his own and gets captured, and then he's also kidnapped with Amy. This is the introduction to Amy, by the way.
Yep.
Pretty sure that's a mandate that they had to add her.
Yeah.
I like that the Robotnik that's chasing Sonic and Metal Sonic, or what's his name in this? Is it Mecha Sonic?
I'm not sure.
I think he's called Mecha Sonic in this.
Yeah, I believe so.
The one that's The one that's chasing him in Mecha Sonic is actually Snively,
Yeah.
and the real Robotnik is watching from a distance away. Yeah, he is Mecha Sonic. He introduces himself as Mecha Sonic. So yeah, and I like the way he defeats Mecha Sonic. He doesn't beat up Mecha Sonic, and he doesn't get zapped by a laser very unclimactically. Also, it wasn't Ryu. That was Virtua Fighter, the main character from Virtua Fighter.
Ah, okay, sorry.
Yeah, it was a shill for Sega Saturn. But I like that at the end, he defeats him because Metal Sonic goes too fast.
Yep.
Like, that's an interesting concept. His rocket heated up his legs and melted his legs away. And I like that at the end, Robotnik gets squished by his own device.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And I like that Sally gets to save the day. I like that Sally comes in for the win.
Yeah. Again, this is how you do it.
That's really a good use of Sally.
Yeah, this is how you do it. Ken, what are you doing?
And they did a little celebration for 25 issues.
Yeah. It's all in all really, really cute.
Really good story. Oh, the script. Oh, Ken didn't write the script. It was 100% Mike Gallagher.
Oh, okay.
Ken had no involvement in this script at all. The credits are at the end.
Oh, okay.
So, a good story, Mike. I guess you can be capable too. Maybe just him and Ken together is a bad combo.
Maybe his assignment this whole time is just adapt the game. Just get the game. Just do whatever you want.
I feel like the big problem with this, and now since we're at the end, we should talk about what we thought of everything. I feel like the big problem with these stories is that the writing is very inconsistent. Sometimes you'll get an amazing script with amazing lore and amazing character development, a very interesting idea, and then sometimes they'll just rip off something because they didn't have an idea that month.
Yeah.
And it's sad because when Archie Sonic is good, it's amazing. When Archie Sonic is bad, it's hard to read.
That is the best way to describe it, yeah. But overall, what did you think of these issues?
I'd say it's a huge improvement. I feel like at this point, Ken Penders and the others are still trying to figure out these characters. They're still trying to figure out the world. They don't really know what they're doing, but they're trying to get the hang of it. And you can really feel that through these issues.
Yeah.
And there's so many interesting concepts and so many interesting ideas and so many compelling stories to where Sonic doesn't even win in the end, to where the friends and him only barely escape because of a well-thought plan. Like, it changes everything so much, and it's so unique with how it handles the situations. It's not just Sonic runs in, beats the robot, the end.
Yeah.
Or everyone beats the robot, the end. It is so different with how it handles its fight scenes. It just keeps me compelled. And even if we get a couple issues of filler where it doesn't matter, I'm still interested to read the next issue because I don't know if it's going to be another amazing one.
Yeah. It now feels at this point in the comics, it feels like you, God, what's the best way to describe this? It's like you're more compelled to read because it's more of a gamble now on what you're gonna get. Because back in the earlier issues, I kind of knew what the stories are gonna be like. They were either gonna be decent, good, or terrible. Nowadays, I'm like, is this story going to be my new favorite issue? Is it going to be my new least favorite issue? I don't know. Like, is Ken going to knock it out of the park, or is he going to just, be infamously Ken Penders?
Yeah, and one thing I learned this time, and I always thought that it was just Ken who did it, but I guess other people in this comic they take stuff from pop culture. They take common tropes, they take common ideas, and throw it into the comic, not caring about if it even fits in with Sonic.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest handicaps of the comic is that instead of doing something original, they'll just go, hey, what if we did King Kong with Sonic, or Robin Hood with Sonic, or Moses with Sonic?
Give him a raise.
It's a lazy idea. It's lazy storytelling. But when they come up with their own shit, it's really interesting and really compelling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's worth reading. And this is definitely like some of the best that Archie Sonic has to offer. I think we're reaching like the golden age of Archie Sonic.
At fucking last. Took us a mini-series and a few issues.
This is where it gets good, and I'm enjoying it. But to wrap everything up,
All right.
my biggest problem with these stories is the treatment of Sally.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like they really wanted to build up Sally, but then they also really just made Sally codependent on male characters. And I feel like a lot of people just don't know what to do with Sally, and that's why so many people try to kill her off, because they want Sonic to be the cool guy. They want Sonic to be the hero. They want other characters. They can't handle a strong, independent female character that sarcastically works with the male character. They don't know how to write that. And it's very sad how many people treat Sally the way they do. How many writers don't understand the complexity of the character. She's not Amy Rose. She's not the fucking wooing girl that wants Sonic.
Yeah.
She's someone who's Sonic's equal. She's someone who can stand on par with Sonic. She's the brains of the group. She's the leader. She's so much more than what other people see her as.
I'm just more confused than anything else, because in the earlier issues, Sally's character was perfectly fine. Like, there wasn't really anything wrong with her. Like from what they were building up with Sally, it was fine. Like, this character is perfectly good. So where's the issue? Like, where's the problem?
I liked her better in the earlier issues because she had spurts of rage.
Yeah.
She was sarcastic. She was rude. She was flawed. It was very interesting. And you'll still get that occasionally. It just seems like now she gets one hit occasionally on the bad guy, and most of the time she doesn't fucking do anything. She's basically become Bunny. Like, she shows up occasionally and does something, but for the most part she just kind of sits in the background.
It's got God. The thing is, like, she can't even really be compared to Bunny though, because it's just like no one's asking why didn't they use Sally the way that they said why didn't they use Bunny.
You only ask that because Bunny has like the superpowers and all the fucking useful shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
But with Sally, she was always there and she was always leading them. So now I'm thinking, why aren't they using Sally? Why do you keep sidelining Sally? And I really hope that this isn't a problem going forward.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot from this retrospective, and I would have never called the comic sexist before this, but looking back on it, that's what I have to say. That's how it is. I can't lie to the audience. It's a product of the time, and it is flawed. And it's really interesting seeing how my opinions are changing on the comic with this retrospective where I have to give an honest opinion on it.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that for character growth, huh?
It's definitely changing how I view the comic, but so far I'm still saying it's better than IDW.
Yeah.
Archie at its best is better than IDW at its best.
Mm-hmm.
And Archie at its worst is still nowhere near as bad as IDW at its worst. It still feels like shit's happening no matter what issue we're reading.
Yeah.
Things are still happening that are important.
It doesn't feel like the same story that's recycled over and over and over again. First 5 issues of IDW.
It's hardly ever that our time is just wasted.
Yeah.
And they introduce so many interesting plot ideas, and they don't have to drag it out for 4 issues. They do it 1 issue, and then they carry that thing over later.
Yeah.
That's a better way of doing it than being like, we're doing a storyline. It has to be 4 to 5 issues long, and we're going to drag it the fuck out to meet our quota.
I would much rather take a story that makes me go, that's it, as opposed to a story like, thank God it's fucking over.
Yeah.
Like, any day.
The Robotnik trying to destroy the world with his final act. Like, that wasn't a whole fucking arc.
Yeah.
Robotnik disappearing wasn't a whole fucking arc. It was 2 issues.
And that's all you needed.
It's quick and to the point. That's what I like about this comic.
Yeah, like, you don't need to have, like, so many issues where you can get into the nitty-gritty details of all the story's plot points. Sometimes 2 issues is enough. Sometimes that's really all you need. I think even condensing the story to that makes the writers try harder to make the issues more impactful, hence why these issues are so good.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. It was a good read, and it's a lot better than the last batch of comics we had to read. And this whole 2-parter we did, this is kind of like the iffy part of Archie, and this is where we're getting to the good part of Archie.
Oh, yay, fun.
They had a rough growing period, but now the comic is going to be interesting from this point forward.
All in all, I think, like, my overall takes on this, I'm sorry that I didn't talk too much in this part. But like overall, I definitely would agree that these comics are infinitely better than the other comics that we read in the last few videos. Like, when the stories are good, they're amazing, and when they're bad, they're just, you know, typical Archie. Where it's just like, God, I want the story to be fucking over, and I'm sick of the puns.
And I'm gonna have to pay more attention in the future, because I didn't realize we'd have to read In Your Face, because the wiki didn't fucking mention In Your Face, but...
Thanks, fanbase, you cunts. Appreciate it. Thanks for making my job so much more fucking difficult.
The wiki telling you how to read it didn't fucking have In Your Face listed, even though it's so important to the plot.
I know that this video is going to be an absolute bitch to edit.
Yeah,
so...
I'm sorry. I didn't know that that was even a fucking
grand.
thing.
Ah, well. It's better we learned it now.
That should have been the Sally miniseries. The miniseries should have been the shit with the orb.
Honestly.
It's more compelling and it's more interesting. Like the stuff with the mentor, the stuff with the orb, that's 1,000 times more interesting than fucking Jeffrey St. John.
Yeah, Gary Stu.
That should have been the Sally miniseries.
Fucking Christ. But yeah, good batch of comics, and if this doesn't give you like a good reminder to like continue reading, then I don't know what will, because as a newcomer, I can now definitely say the Archie comics are now getting good. Like, genuinely.
One thing that I want to end this off on is be critical of what you like.
Yeah.
I like these stories. I like the comic. I'm critical of Ian Flynn, but I'm also extremely critical of Ken Penders and other writers. You can critique something and point out the flaws of it and still love it. But you can also notice when something is quality and when something is shit. And I say that there's more quality to Archie than shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I love this comic.
Yeah.
And that was the birth of Archie Sonic. If you guys like this video, I advise you yet again to go check out Manga Writer. He made a giant retrospective on Sonic X, and we're going to be continuing the retrospective on Archie when we have enough episodes to cover the Golden Age, and I'll do another compilation. But yeah, if you guys liked hearing what we had to say, please go check him out, and please subscribe to him. Hopefully you guys liked this giant video. If you did, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.